Hello and welcome to the Crow's Nest. My name is Brandon Kane and we are high atop our Crow's Nest tower today to watch our Mariners see if they can take the second of a doubleheader. Chris Flexen on the hill. I'm a little late here, so we're already started up. Has a quick early 0-2 count on Taylor Ward. And boy, if we can take this series, again, another series you stack on top of the Yankees series, and we just kind of keep the momentum going. George Kirby in the first game came out and pitched a great game. Nice to see him get a little bit of depth before we needed to call upon the bullpen, as they've been at times called upon a little bit too often, too quickly, too much. Flexen here with 1-2 delivery, and that is hit high and out of play. It'll be 1-2. 283, how's it going? Good to see you. I want to thank all the new subscribers we've had to the channel here as we continue to grow, and welcome aboard. Psyched here for this game tonight. We're actually going to get an appearance of one Mitch Haniger. He is indeed out there in right field. So psyched as maybe this lineup does continue. And that's going to be a outside. Here we go. Let's get this updated. Curveball outside there. Flexen got a 2-2 count. He's hanging a little bit, but hung really at the high point of the zone. A little lazy fly ball there to, looks like, is that Haggerty out there in center? No doubt Mariners run a little bit of a different lineup with everybody playing in the first game. Yep, that is Haggerty out there. Terrens will be catching here in this game. Come on, Luis. And this will bring up to the plate the real crusher in this lineup right now, since we've got no Trout, and that would be Shohei Ohtani, hitting .254 in the year with 24 home runs. Very interesting here. First pitch by Flexen is low. Very interesting in the first game how often the Mariners sort of were flirting with disaster a little bit, as Shohei was up to the plate quite often with guys on base. And Flexen's no doubt going to be very careful with him here. 1-0 pitch. Hit outside. 1-1. But we're going to have to see. It's going to be interesting to see how this they deal with him here in this part. But that was, to me, one of the big keys of winning that game was the fact that when he was up to the plate and did have opportunities to hurt you, you found a way to wiggle off the hook. And that's low 2-1. We saw in the Yankees series the Seattle Mariners being very careful with Aaron Judge in that lineup. Ohtani not quite having exactly the same season as Judge, but still very, very good. Devin Martzall, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. We'll have a good game on here tonight. It's so nice we took that first game. Flexen here with a line delivery 3-1. Ooh, he gave him a pitch to hit. 94-mile-an-hour fastball right in the zone of where Ohtani likes it. Ohtani, one of those rare left-handed hitters that can get clearance both on that power zone I often reference, down and inside, and out over the plate. Part of what makes him so gnarly. And Flexen sees him just miss that pitch and then bounces the ball in on 3-2. Can't blame him on that one. Ohtani took a mighty swing at that first pitch, at that 3-2 pitch, 2-2 pitch. That was right there for him. Let's bring up Luis Renifo. Tyler Chilton. I like this chill stream. Not screaming like other dudes, laughing out loud. Well, not yet. Check in with me back at the end of the season. You know what I mean, Tyler? see where we are when we're in the heart of this, and I'm losing my stuff. But I'm feeling good, man. We won the first game today. That feels like it relieves a little pressure. You want to get this series, obviously. No doubt about that. But that's what we're just trying to do at this point. Let's stack up some series. Get guys back on deck. We're seeing Haniger out there now. Lewis is maybe starting to get a little bit more in his flow. I'm gonna make a prediction. I got Lewis parking one today, folks. My psychic inclinations are telling me Lewis is going to put one somewhere and it's going to be over the fence in this game. So, yeah. You can kind of write that. Put that one to the box score already. All right. Well, Flexen has come right back to Luis. We got him into an 0-2 count here. No surprise there, as he was being indeed very careful with Ohtani, as indeed you should be here. Again, if you're facing a lineup where there's really only one guy that's really going to Hulk smash you, don't let him Hulk smash you. 0-2 delivery here. No doubt this is going to be one of them wicked sliders. Oh, left it up a little bit there. And hit out into left field. Easy catch for Lewis out there. So you got Lewis in left, Haggerty in center, and then Haniger in right. That was an interesting pitch there. Left that a little high in the zone. Zach the Potato says, please be the White Sox new coach. Was it GM or coach, bro? Yeah, Tony hasn't fallen back asleep yet recently, has he? It's not yet. That's not occurred again, has it? All right. Hit straight back on the 0-1 pitch. That was a little two-seamer there. Oh, change it. That's his changeup? I think my deal's... This window capture is not updating fast enough. It is not updating. Max Stassi hitting 154 against the Mariners this year. 0-1 pitch. A little curveball there. Low. Slow. All right, let's take one of these off. Fly ball hit out into center field. Haggerty is under this one. No trouble there. And that will be the third out. So Flexen, a nice inning of work. I like to watch those pitchers. Don't get like, all the bravado, machismo stuff there. Like, I'm a major league pitcher, I'll throw it to anybody. No. You look up and down this lineup, you got Ward, Ohtani, Renifo, Stassi, Walsh, Moniak, Fletcher, Goslin, Sierra. Let me read the batting order averages. 239, 179, 200, 143, 229, 211. You got a lot of, especially through the bottom of this order. I'm not scared on anybody else, but Ohtani's legitimately the guy that I'm not going to let me, slay me. Can I say it's just kind of interesting because in that first game, indeed, they did go after him with guys on base. They kind of had to at that point a little bit more, I guess, but interesting on their approach. Alex Hynek, Mitch Haniger's back. He is back. Back and better than ever? Question mark? Big Country, what's up, man? Good to see you. Tyler Clinton, does Flexen have any Ks yet? No, I think all those were flyouts. Yeah, one walk, 3 flyouts. As it appears to me. We got Frazier leading off in this game with France hitting second. Haniger in the third spot. Ooh, I like that Haniger in the third spot. So we go, Julio comes back. Julio, France, Haniger, Suarez. Ooh. Eventually, you're going to get Lewis in there in front of Santana. That might be a meaty middle of the order there eventually. I'm liking the way that cake's going to bake long term, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what Haniger can look like, though, too. We got to give the guy a little bit of time here, of course. He's just getting back. Couple rehab starts down in A-ball. And Frazier's going to step up to the plate now. Frazier, of course, has brought himself along this year after starting really rough, and he's got the batting average up to 250. With Julio out, he's been a very good spark plug for us at the top of the lineup. You need that a table setter there. 283 says, would you rather have Lewis DH and put Sam in left field with Kelenic in center? Well, I think they're probably resting Kelenic today after the first game. So rather than playing the kid double back-to-backs, you're going to try to avoid that as you can. So you're going to have to do it in certain places because you only have so many guys. But 1-0 pitch here to Frazier. Takes on first, swings on the second pitch, and then he's going to drive it deep, but the center fielder is under it, and he makes the grab. Frazier gave it a ride, but one of the deeper parts of the ballpark there. So I think I'll answer your question 2A3 more like how would we look at it normally rather than this because they're doing this because of the conditions of the game. And my answer would be I would have, with Julio out of the lineup, I would probably more lean towards having Kelnick in left field and Sam in center. I like Sam's defense. I like the jumps he gets on baseballs. Like he's on it so much quicker, and you look like a guy like Winker who gets such a slow jump on baseballs and then it's not very fast in addition to it. And Ty France swings right over the top of, that was a old Uncle Charlie, right? Yep. Swings right over the top of a curveball there. Gets into 0-1. Knock foul, 0-2. So yeah, I'd probably go that way. I think with Lewis, DH is probably the best place you slide him into. There are going to be times you are going to want to put him into the field, but if you can, that's the ideal, I think. Big Country says last couple of games have been an offensive nightmare, especially Friday. Left 20 on base on Friday. Well, we've been and boy, coming right after him here. Demers did they just 0-2, not wasted one, and France fights that pitch off. Julio and Castillo buddying up here on the telecast. That's good to see. Let's get these guys here long term. 1-2 delivery outside to Ty France, 2-2. Nice little at bat here by Ty. And Big Country says, yeah, we left 20 on base. I mean, it's been a problem throughout the course of the season. We're, I think, the worst in major leagues as far as clutchness, hitting with runners in a scoring position. Ooh, gnarly pitch up and in on Ty France, right at the tough spot of the zone there. I don't know. It was borderline. You probably got to swing at it if you're protecting, but that thing was right there. And the fans giving a big round of applause here to Mitch Haniger as he returns to the plate after being on the DL for so long here. A lot of hopes lie with Mitch here as we go forward. And the big curveball goes 0-1 right in on the inside part of the plate. First game since April 29th against the Marlins. Haniger's playing here. Swing and a miss. 94-mile-an-hour four-seamer up high. Just up over the top. Took a nice swing. He got his money's worth on that swing. Detmers comes set now with the 0-2 delivery. Knocked back. Foul on another 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, Detmers is not... his thing with Flexen sometimes is that he'll get 0-2 and then start doing a little bit of, let me paint some corners. Let me maybe paint an inch or two off the corner. Let me really snap this breaking ball and have it end up in the dirt. Detmer's coming right back at it. Hit on the ground. This will be an easy play there for the shortstop, and that will be out number 3. So the Mariners are retired here in order, and that will take us into the top of the second. I do come back to Big Country believing, well, at least as we've been led to believe as it concerns runners hitting with scoring position, because they tell us, they be supposedly experts, analytic people that look at the numbers on this that say hitting with runners in scoring position is not, it's a highly fluctuating stat, and it's one that's prone to, regressing back to the mean. And if you have something where you see a true outlier on it, it'll probably pull back with the rest of the pack when it's all said and done. With that said, it was an issue, if I'm not mistaken, last year as well. I do bring a little of it back to the fact that you are, let's face it, somewhat cobbling the lineup together here still. And I consider it cobbling together not as much now just because of the loss of Julio, but because You have other guys in this lineup, like we just saw with Haniger. JP France has been out. Ty's been out as far as that goes for a while here. So now he's coming back in and certainly hit a home run in the first game. But, he's working back into it now again. Same thing with Lewis, who's just kind of starting to get back in the lineup himself and hasn't exactly found his legs underneath him, which I think he will. I mean, even Lewis this year, before the concussion, when he finally was starting to get on, he was getting those at-bats, he was hitting pretty decently. And then just now it's coming back off that. Who knows if he's still, fighting off vision, headache. I don't know. I'm sure they'd let him not have him batting if that was the case. But I'm hoping these guys come together to round that out, Big Country, when it's all said and done a little bit later on. And maybe it will still take a couple weeks for us to kind of fully get there. But if it can get there, look out. (283-128) says Winker has been horrendous lately in left field. Yeah, I think when he stepped on that bag, a couple of weeks ago, and he had to sit out a couple of games, he didn't rest that very long. And there's times where he's running out there and it looks like the ankles are bothering him. And Flexen's got to be a little bit careful here. He's living a little high in the zone here early on to this Angel lineup. I saw a little bit in the first inning. He just about gave Ohtani a pitch. And he's had a couple here that have just been, they're not doing anything at the top of the zone. They're just kind of hanging on up in there. And I know it's his little cutter there, but that cutter at the top of the zone, it needs to be brought down just a little bit. Take it down a couple floors. Put it on that elevator. There he goes. Misses down there low. We got a 3-0 count here out the gate. Big Country says hopefully by September. It might take that long to get to that spot I'm talking about where you do truly have everybody good to go and rolling. It very well has it very well could end up at that spot. 3-0 pitch, outside corner strike. 3-1. Flexen working fast here. 22 pitches here early on. The wind, the delivery, high, and that will walk him. So I was saying, it's just a little bit off in his feel right now for where his fastball is at. Or not his fastball, but just low pitch location in general. The Mariners, of course, got a Yankees series coming up here again. One of the last, you could say really that might be the toughest of any of the remaining series we have left on the season. That Yankees series. After that, you got a Guardians. You got 2 games against the Padres. Outside of that, it does get easier here. Flexen gets nice. Now, there's the cutter. That's where it's got to be now. Get that thing down at the knees and below. That's where you're going to get those kind of swings. Not to mention, that's where we're going to get those ground balls on that cutter with its heavy dive action. Mickey Moniak, 0-1. Suarez playing close at third base there. Here's the delivery. Knocked foul. 0-2. Grug says, hey, Brando, today's been a pretty good day. We got the W earlier today, and Drew Lock looks like QB1. Drew Lock coming along, right? Balled out today better than Gino did, and he was even able to do it with him playing second-team offense against one defense one. That was interesting. 0-2 here with Flexen. Knocked high and out of play. But very encouraging. As I was lamenting with Brendan the other day as we were doing our show on my Hawks Nest side, I'm really, really hoping one of these quarterbacks jumps forward, takes this opportunity and really makes it theirs and says, no, I'm going to get this today. This is my job to win. I realize this opportunity. And I hope Drew's in that spot. He's saying all the right things. He's doing all the right things. And I am hopeful for it. Flexen said here with the 0-2 delivery, knock foul. Nice little cutter there again. Right in on the hands. He ain't doing anything with that. Big Country says Braves too, but that's pretty much it for a tough series. Oh, I forgot about the Braves. There is the Braves too. Yeah. But considering we have almost 2 full months of baseball left, that's all you got to deal with. You know, Swing and a miss. Nice pitch. That thing had some heavy dive action on it, falling away from the left-handed batter. No chance to do anything with it, and Flexen gets his first strikeout of the game. Just great rotation on that thing. Sometimes he tries to wind it up too much and ends up plating it, but when he's got it right in the right spot, it's good to go. James Thompson says, I'm hoping Kelenic takes a jump forward. More concerned about that. Oh, I forgot about, see, this is the thing, James. There's so many guys I'm thinking about. You just hit touch on. Like, there's 5 guys here. Like, if 4 of them, with Julio coming back, even moderately kind of just take their step forward to being just decent, it would raise the order of this lineup so phenomenally in itself. And I guarantee you, here comes David Fletcher, and he's first pitch swinging, a foul, knockback. Fletcher looking like a I'm not talking trash about him. He's a little pint-sized dude, isn't he? A little Fletch. Flexen said here, 0-1. Strike. That was the 92. I think that's his two-seamer there. I think he's thrown. Of course, two-seamer, you get a little more movement, right? A little less RPMs on the fastball versus the four-seamer. Flexen, as this inning is wore on here a little bit, doing a better job with the location getting down. Just like he did there. Cutter down, away, at the knees. That's where that pitch needs to be. He was freaking me out a little bit through the inning in the first batter of this inning where he's putting it up on the top deck of the strike zone. That's highway to danger zone right there. But James, I mean, you touch on it. So, I mean, Haniger comes back from his injury. Julio comes back here at some point. Lewis hopefully gets up to speed. Ty France getting back into the fray here. And then Kelenic. Five guys that are a big, huge part of what you were hoping this order would be in this offseason when you were having it constructed. Flexen misses low 1-0. And that they're going to return. None of these guys should be out any course of a rest of a season or anything like that. We are going to get these guys back. We already have Lewis, Haniger, and France, 3 of those 5, with Kelenic back 4 of the 5 basically. So you've got the guys returned. Now we just have to get them up to speed, as baseball is not. It's a little different, I think, from football in this respect, where there is some rust in football, but if you have an injury in football, and he now goes 2-0 here. If you have an injury in football, a guy can be out for 3 weeks, come back after 3 weeks, jump right into the next game, and kind of, I feel like, be really close after a week of practice to where he was before. In baseball, I feel it's more of a couple weeks situation. And that's hit high into the air on 2-0. This ball looks playable. France underneath it. He is able to corral it over there in the corner. Fans getting him some pats on the backs. Out of France. A lot of Viva la France chants coming from the first base side over there. And that will retire the side. So our Mariners are going to turn this back around. See if Flexen, much like Kirby in the first game, can hold it down for this lineup. Coming up to speed. James says, exactly, Brandon. Exactly, Brando. I get it. Yeah, man, it's what gets us excited, James, right? It's what gets us excited. James, I get it. A decent play from quarterback will make your Hawks Nest live streams a tad bit more fun. Yeah, it will be hard because I'm going to be walking people off ledges and stuff, and that's the part of it that's going to make it tough about the live streams. It's going to be a lot of me just trying to keep the chat, like they're setting themselves aflames with gasoline, like this is just gonna. And I'm gonna be over there just like, okay, just hold on. Here's some, water. Here's our fire extinguisher. Just a second, chill. So, I have a feeling I will be doing a lot of that, but that's okay. That's just all part of the rebuild with it. And yeah, it would be better, to your point on that, if we've got some even moderately good quarterback play. Like if they're being forecasted to be in the 40s, Gino and Drew, like if we just get these guys down like low 20s, it'll be at least to where everybody can't just completely blame everything on the quarterback situation for why things may be where they are. If that turns out to be what it is, I still have a lot of optimism on, of course, for the team, but Not if the quarterbacks can't jump forward a little bit here. Ethan Tech, what's up? What's up? And 283, back on your point on Winker, I certainly wouldn't be remiss of starting to look at giving him. I mean, he gets on base. That's the one thing I was thinking about it more and more. Why do we ride so much with Wink? I mean, he's a left-handed bat, so you do get the advantageous lefty-righty matchup more often than not. And I think, and as I look at it, I thought, well, maybe it really does kind of maybe boil down to more his willingness to, somehow or another, he does get on base. And because you have so many guys in this lineup hitting so low, having more guys that get into that 340 range of an on-base percentage somewhat almost becomes more necessary at that point. And Suarez comes up first pitch swinging 93 mile an hour fastball at the top of the zone, and he goes right through it. Suarez hitting .230 on the year with 18 home runs and 57 RBIs. Very much kind of and swings over the top there of that was a curveball there? That was a slider, yeah. A slider on theirs. Very good job by Detmers here of just attacking the zone. Coming right after these Mariner hitters. And again, doesn't mess around 0-2. Right back in the middle of the zone with another slider there. Suarez, kind of a little bit of a hero there in that New York series and some of his timely hitting and defense. Had a nice play in the first game of this doubleheader. 94 mile an hour hit high and deep. Boy, he put a good swing on it. Just got just a hairpin turn underneath the top of it there, did Suarez. And he looks over into right field. He knows he just missed it. Just got a bit under it. He put a real good swing on it. He was going with the pitch, so it wasn't of those accidental opposite field power. He's trying to go with it where it was. Just couldn't quite get the barrel in the right spot of the bat. This will bring up Carlos Black Magic Woman Santana, and he will take a first pitch ball on a slider over the top. Or that's a curveball. So he goes curveball slider. Does that matter? That's a curveball. Another curve there. Or that's a slider. So he goes curve slider. Interesting combo by Detmers. Harder to pick out sometimes with those two, especially because they can start to throw them similarly. 1-1 pitch here to Carlos. And he does also get underneath that 94 mile an hour fastball and knocks it right up into the second baseman, who's easily underneath it. And that will be out number two. Big Country says Kelenick's been all right recently, making decent contact with the ball. I like what I am seeing from him, Big Country, as well. He's I think his at-bats have been a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just a little more cognitively aware, less flailing. And Crawford comes up, hits the first pitch swinging, hits it right into center field, and that will retire things here. So both pitchers doing well here out the gate. But I like what I'm seeing out of him. That home run he hit the other day against New York, if I'm not mistaken, that's a slider on the outside part of the plate. He's a little bit out in front on the pitch, and he just stays with it and puts a solid swing on it. In New York, they like their short right porches in there, right? They did in the old stadium, they do here now, and just a little quick flick there on that inside pitch, puts it right out there into right field into the fence, and it's those swings you like as much as the ones where he just makes great contact and he's right on a fastball. That's where, to me, you start to see the signs of growth. And I continue to be hopeful with that kid, and I'd like to see him get his share of at-bats. I've said it a bunch of guys, but we've got so many guys in this batting lineup, and like speaking about Winker and whatnot, who just aren't giving you anything, neither out in the field or at the plate. And if you're not doing that, then why not try out the young, quote-unquote, baller that you might have under your mitts, who just needs to get into a confident state, which I keep coming back to Kelenic, thinking just needs to get, if we got Kelenic into a confident mind state, I'm here, I'm a major leaguer, I got it, now I'm going to lock in, as opposed to, I'm trying to hold on, I'm trying to stay here, I'm trying to keep in this, I got to stay with this, just got to, if we can get him out of that, and just get him into I'm going to start to own this, look out. That's what made him that's part of what made him a top prospect, was that confidence level he has. Stinging Devil Rays, how you doing, man? It's good to see you in the chat. Ethan says, Brandon, I've got news. So I was at a Seahawks mock game and I took a ton of notes with some play-by-play mixed in. About 3 pages worth on my phone. I'd be happy to share. Well, hell yeah, man. Just message me on Twitter and then I'll just send you a number through. You can text me on through with it, man, for sure. So hit me up on the Twitter thing and we'll get them posted up. I'll use them for the show tomorrow. So I'll actually do it right now and I'll put it over on Twitter. I'll give you my number. Or you can, you know what? Actually, you know what's better, Ethan, is heyhawksnest@gmail.com. If you just email me those, if it's not too much. And then I'll bring them out for the show tomorrow. 0-1 outside, 0-2 now here. Magnarius Sierra, one of the best baseball names currently going, and that's saying something. There's some awesome baseball names. 0-2 here by Flexen. Swing, a little knobbler, slobler. Gets out there and gets through. Boy, just better be looking good, man. Looking good. And Big Country, that Cleveland series is going to be a big series, no doubt about it. We got to play a lot of games against them still remaining. Tweet says it looks like Luis Castillo is going to go against the Yankees again. Sucks for them. It does suck for them, doesn't it? Is Aaron Judge going to come down with that Koufax flu once again, like he did last week? Is that MVP going to suddenly, Coach, the throat again? The throat? Yeah, it's the throat. I don't want to get anybody else getting stuff. You know what's going around right now. Uh-huh. Same throat thing that was tickling you last week when Castillo was starting? I don't know if it's the same thing. There's a lot of different bugs going around, Coach. It could be a variety of things. It's itchy. Itchy, huh? Yeah, itchy. It's just, I don't know how I could hold a bat, frankly, today. You figure you'll be okay tomorrow, though? I'll probably be able to make it tomorrow. I mean, it's probably just if I get enough rest and sleep, then what if I told you they push Castillo tomorrow? Did they do that? No. Manager just starts messing with his players. All right, Taylor Ward is 0-2 here quickly. I do like Flexen is working fast as ever and staying in that zone. Let's see if he plays around here with Ward or he just tries to overpower the kid. A little bit outside. Ward protects. Still 0-2. Ward looks like the Barstool Sports guy. Who's that owner of Barstool Sports? He looks just like him. Could be his doppelganger. But Ethan, yeah, let's get some. Let's send me those notes through, man. Let's check out heyhawksnest@gmail.com because if I can give you my number, but then it won't let you just text all that stuff through, or you can just email it. But I'll put them on overlays tomorrow for the show. 283 says Toro was optioned to AAA. Hopefully he can figure it out right down there. Well, we lose clutch moments in that, and then I'm okay with it. I'm not talking trash about Toro, but let's just say again, as I say, why not give Kelnick more of those starts out there, more of the chance to go out there and show what he can do. It's again because of guys a little bit like Toro. That's hit up high into the air. France with a long run. He's in flight. Nobody can quite get to it there. It will fall out. Still 1-2. That's part of the crew of guys that we've been trotting out there in the lineup that, why are you not hitting good with runners in scoring position? Because you have guys at times that can get hits in this lineup, but you have guys who are consistently a black hole in this lineup where when it comes to their time in the lineup, whoever is on base, how many is on base, they're not going to do jack diddly squat. and you almost have a near certainty of it to a certain degree. And so it makes sense to go in other directions, especially with Haniger coming back and Lewis in the fray, and so much of at the very least, you're more talented with more ability back there. These guys in the lineup. All right, Flexen is definitely throwing his share of pitches here. We're not even through 3 innings, and he is already up to 43. Angels are doing a good job of, as much as him being wild, they're just protecting, getting deep into counts. Delivery inside, 2-2. Christina Infante. Go Mariners. Welcome on in the chat. Big Country says, hopefully Torrens will be next in addition to Toro. Well, I'll tell you this. This is a big game for Torrens with that trade deadline deal that we made for a backup catcher. Like he comes in and puts another offer in this game with 2 strikeouts. It very well could be what you see. That ball hit low and on a line. That's going to make it into the gap. This ball falls and drops in front of Haniger. He picks it up, puts it back into play. This will probably score. This will score the runner for sure. And the Angels take a quick 1-0 lead with nobody out and now a runner on second. Ooh-wee. Good piece of hitting there by Ward throughout the course of that at bat. Fighting off pitches that he couldn't hit. Finally gets something down away, a little cutter down and away. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Just stays with the pitch. And that's props to him there. Angels being aggressive. I don't think Crawford would have gotten the base runner even if he came up with it cleanly. Texas Liberty says, big fly Ohtani. Oh, Lord. No big fly Ohtani. Little fly Ohtani. Knocks the first pitch foul to the right hand, to the first base side. James, I mean, we will get more balls to hit if France, Julio, and Haniger are falling batters. I agree. Better bat protection. Better lineup protection, not bat protection. Lineup protection. Less of pitchers probably throwing around guys now, and you got to come after them, especially if they could just get to hitting on their, get into their flow. And he misses outside to Ohtani here now, 1-1. Coax05 says, I heard Tariq Woolen was balling today. If he pans out early, ooh, we're cooking with gas. Oh, we are. I'm already getting super hyped about this secondary as it is, just with Kobe Bryant, what he's done. But Tariq's been right with him throughout. And it's so surprising as we sit there and go, well, he's going to probably need a development year here, right? And it's like, I don't know if he will need a development year. He might be ready to get out there and go a lot sooner than we're thinking. And boy, his skill set doesn't get freakier, doesn't get more freakish than that. Ohtani's got himself into a 1-2 count here. Flexen's been working away with him. And that time Torrens set up inside and he missed back far away again. Torrens looked a little bit frustrated with Flexen after that pitch. I think they felt like they had Shohei set up there to be looking on the outside part and run it in now in his hands. Let's see if they go back inside. He set up inside again. Great pitch by Flexen. Set up high and inside, did Torrens, and Flexen put it right in there. Great job by Ohtani to fight it off. That's a hard pitch to get to with his hands as far out as his hands get. And he's looking to get his plate coverage there, right? Because they've been beefing him on the outside of the plate in this at bat. So he's trying to make sure he can get that coverage at the same time. 2-2 pitch. Again, sets up high and inside. Ohtani doesn't take the bait this time. 3-2. Great eye by Shohei. They came back that same spot. Flexen missed a little bit higher than he probably wanted to miss there. D-Boy! What's up, D-Boy? Good to see you in the chat. How you doing, man? I'm doing awesome myself. And that's a fly ball hit to center field. And Haggerty's back on his horse. He gets it. Throws it back into, boy, a bad base running decision there by Ward, who I think thought maybe that was going to get over the top of Haggerty, and so he got halfway between second and third rather than tagging up on the play. why is he? Yeah, I think he was edging back rather than poor base running there by Ward, because Haggerty does a great job of turning and throwing it, but you can see on his lollipop throw there, if the second baseman, if the base runner tags on second and gets to third there, he's not going to get that throw in time over there, even if Ward can't get there quickly. Big out there. It holds the runner on second now, so we get one down with Luis Renifo. I know that's probably not how to pronounce it, but that's how I want to pronounce it. So that's how I'm going to pronounce it. It's my channel. Ethan says, I'll email you. Feel free to use as much as you want or as little as you want. Hey, no, Ethan, I'll use a ton of it, man. It's great information. So I'm prepping for the show tonight, getting the thumbnail put together, and if you send it the email, I'll start pulling through and stuff. And it's part of what I love about this Streamlabs stuff is I can use overlays and stuff like that pretty well. So I will dive in, my man. Thank you for taking those notes too, because there's not always a lot of reporting on this stuff necessarily as much as you'd like to see, and they don't play it. Boy, Flexen's quickly come here with Luis to a 3-0 count. This is again though not one of the worst places to go with from the standpoint of Flexen to walk him here. You get him on first and second at that point with one down. You have a double play situation that you've got set up. Let's see if he goes at him. No, he goes at him with a fastball right on the outside part of the plate. So I wonder if maybe he would pitch. You're not going to be scared of this guy, Luis, but I mean, he's hitting 276, and the rest of the guy below him is hitting 211. Ward gets his lead at second. Here's the pitch. Knocked second baseman Frazier, who's quickly up with it. Get right into Frazier. Boy, that's that advanced knowing where a hitter has this tendency to hit a pitch, because Frazier was almost lined up, it looks like, really close to the first base. He's deep, and then he's very close to the first base side there. Interesting how they did that one. Alrighty, so we got 2 outs now. This will bring up Stasi. Big Country says, unfortunately, Santana has been cold lately. Yeah, he has. Golden Sombrero Ohtani. Hell yeah, I want some Golden Sombrero Ohtani action for sure. We can hope. 283 says, do you think Frazier will still be in the number 1 spot when Julio's back? That's a good question. Let me contemplate this one for a second. And Flexen's back to a 1-0 count here with Max Stasi. And gets a strike there on a cutter on the inside part of the plate, drawing it to 1-1 count. Flexen is already up to 59 pitches here. 58 pitches, sorry. But only 1 run scored here so far. 1-1 count. Oh, banged up the middle for a base hit. Previously, you had you guys lined up to right where the guy hits towards his tendency. There, you were trying to do the same thing with him, and he hit it to where I think normally you would have your shortstop set up. As you had Crawford and just a kind of a typical easy grounder there, but So the Angels go up 2-0 here against Flexen, who has struggled a little bit early on here to kind of find his control in the zone. There we go. First pitch strike, that'll help things. I would tend to think Julio would stay at the top of the lineup and you would leave him there. I think that there's nothing Frazier really gives you from the top of the lineup that Julio doesn't. I also like France in the 2 spot because he provides then some protection for Julio so you can't just pitch around him. And having a Frazier, potentially even, I'm liking sort of Crawford in the 7th spot in the lineup. And then Frazier at the bottom. You've got some table setters at the bottom of the lineup when it turns back over now to run it that way. So I think I would still go in that direction with it. Haniger going 3 and swing and a miss 1 and 2 here on Jared Walsh. 283 says, feels like this game's already out of reach. Maybe. I feel like we're going to put up a few more runs in this one than we did early on today. Hot day, sunshine, bright day. We'll see. We'll see. Scoring runs has definitely been a bit of a laborious task recently for this Mariner team. But it is early. That pitch is knocked back. 1-2 still it will remain. Yeah, we're going to need some offense in this game. Kronos says, have you seen the stuff coming out of the mock game? I was kind of looking for some details on it, but I passed the Drew Lock played well, couple play here, couple play there. I didn't have a chance to do much deep diving on it quite yet. I was getting ready for the live stream here today on this and kind of just tracking some things. So I'll be looking at it, though, after the stream tonight for sure, a little bit more deeply. But it's great to hear. It sounds like there was some good things. It sounds like it wasn't like a complete, nobody could get anything done. It was just discordant. Everything looked like it was pretty solid with both sides of the ball having their chances to show. All right, 2-2 pitch by Flexen. Knocked high and out of play. Just seems like he cannot get through any batter outside of it taking 5 to 6 pitches to do so. We're only through 3 innings here, and he's already at 66 pitches for the game. Matt Beeler, I love it. Coming in with some great optimism, and I'm with you, man. We're coming back. It's going to be Mariner Magic tonight, folks. That's why I'm live streaming. I already said Lewis is at least good for 1 home run, so that's going to happen. I don't know if there'll be a runner on base, but there's 1 run right there. Jared Walsh now with the 2-2 pitch. Flexen comes set. Gets him right off the hands, and you've got to give the Angel batters a little bit of credit in this game. They are fighting off some tough pitches. That thing was right in on the hands, and he somehow managed to get a little bit of contact there. Two 8-3s is the offense has just been dead recently. Just has off the All-Star break. It's outside of a game here or a game there. It's been a struggle to score runs. Misses away 3-2. Goodness, just another deep count here by Flexen. Matt says this is going to be a bullpen game. It is. Thank God Kirby at least could work a little bit of innings early, right, Matt? Earlier in the first game. I believe, too, don't we have a... I'm going to check the schedule again on it. All right, payoff pitch here. Runner on first, 2 outs. Flexen comes set. Strike 3 gets him looking. Nice little 4-seam fastball at the bottom of his zone. And he just looks back. So great pitch by Flexen to get himself there out of damage, but damage also done. 2 runs here on 3 hits for the Angels so far, and the Mariners are still at the moment being hitless. One thing I wanted to check on was make sure I was right about this. I thought we had day off coming up soon for them too. So let's see. Here we got. Well, yeah, I guess so. So we're tomorrow, still the Angels tomorrow at 1. Yeah, so no rest for the weary. We don't have a day off for a few days, so I'm just looking because of the fact I am worried today with going into the bullpen like this. You are a little bit in a danger zone here with coming up in that Yankees series here. We'd like to kind of get some of these guys to give us a little bit more time through to kind of rest things up. We've kind of been taxing this bullpen since the post-All-Star break. Ethan, thank you for sending that email over, man. I will look through all of it and appreciate you taking those notes again, man. You're doing God's good work for the Hawks Nest on that. Help us round out the content for tomorrow. Matt Beeler says, let's bring Emerson Hancock up and drop Flexen. Well, you could do that. What about potentially going to an extra man on the rotation, Matt? Where Flexen stays in, but then you bring up Hancock and because you're going to be, Kirby is, especially after today. I mean, what is he? Something like 13 innings away from his inning count, where you're going to have him shut down at that point, I believe. So if that's the case, maybe you go to more of a longer rotation. It would be an interesting, way to go. Give some of your starters a little bit of a rest through things. And that's a first pitch strike high. That looked a little bit of a ball there to Kyle Lewis. But as we've learned, if you're struggling, sometimes you're not getting the count in addition to it. 0-1. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. And gals. 1-1. Oof. 1-2, swung right through a 93 mile an hour fastball at the top of the zone there. Come on, Kyle. It's looking a little jumpy here, man. Take a breath. Not looking quite comfortable there. High, 2-2. Here's the one, the delivery, 2-2 pitch. A slider inside. Nothing you're going to be able to do with that as a right-handed batter there. Swings right through it. Another strikeout there for Lewis. K rate has been quite up here since coming back from the concussion. Give him time. Give him a little bit of time here. Matt says that could work. Yeah, I kind of like doing something like that, just because it's going to be maybe a season you've got a good track right now with where your schedule aligns to get to that wild card. Probably going to be hard to get to the division title, so why not build in within a little bit of giving some of your pitchers that extra little bit of time, especially as you get now to the dog days of August, where they're into their 23rd, 24th start of the year. It may not make sense to maybe from service may say, yeah, then these guys are plenty well rested, they're fine. At the very least, give us maybe another bullpen arm. Put him in the bullpen, and give us another long man out of the bullpen, so that when the starters have one of these situations like we've seen recently, where you can't get out of 3-4 innings, then you've got your long guy, and you're not killing the whole bullpen to get it done. Luis Trens with a 1-1 count here. Swing and knocked high up into the air. And that will be quickly 2 away. Mirror batters today so far are doing a lot of lifting pitches. I'm sure with that Mers, that's a little bit of what you're going to get with him to a degree, but be nice to see maybe just a little bit more solid contact here from the guys. Big Country says, get Torrens out of here. I'm telling you, he goes 0-4 in this game. It's going to be one of the worst times in his career to ever go 0-4, because they got that kid in a trade, and they're trying to give Raleigh some rest here. 1-0 to... It's not Sam Haggerty, it's Ham Haggerty, as he bashes a single out into left field, takes a long cross, forces that left fielder to rifle a throw on in there. Why? Because that man's name's Ham Haggerty. I asked for a solid piece of hitting. Give me a little good contact here. Doesn't even need to get the barrel of the ball. Gets it right on the bottom end of the barrel. Still puts good stroke on that. It's one of the reasons why I say I like Haggerty in this lineup. Because you're one of the pure guys who's a near 300 hitter with speed, can steal you a base, can play defense. Definitely one of the things one of the players has been very close to what I call a solution here in a lineup with a lot of holes. Matt Beeler says we did trade for starting pitcher Matthew Boyd. We did. Isn't there something with him on the injury front? Like, is he ready to come back for sure now? Is he good to go? And that ball's knocked down on the ground by Frazier over to third base. Easily comes up with it and throws him out. That will be out number 3. Well, the Bears get the first base hit of the game here, but that will close through the first 3 innings of play. The Los Angeles Anaheim Angels up 2-0. So I'm not sure on that. That's where I'm, Matthew. I'm just worried with Matthew. Matt, I'm worried with Matthew. I'm wondering where he's going to be at as far as if he's ready. But if he's ready, it's definitely something that's going to be interesting to see how they bring him into this too as well. But Flexen's he's been good overall this year. 3.79 ERA. Whip I think is pretty good overall, but he does have games like this where he's sort of Marco's like this too, where they just have those random games that seem to pop up where they just kind of have no feel for what's going on. Fraternal Cloud says, I take Flexen over Marco. This offense needs to start hitting. I would too, probably at the end of the day. Marco's even more up and down with his, when I don't have it, I don't have it. Flexen can kind of muster his way through a tough start when he doesn't have his control. But Marco is completely got to be a pinpoint guy in what he's doing. I'm with you on that. 283 says, hopefully Marco can go 7 tomorrow. We need one of his pinpoint days tomorrow. Yeah. Especially because we're going to be dipping into this bullpen by probably at the very minimum 5th inning. Flexen's already at 68 pitches here. Hammer says, Konnichiwa from Japan, Sunday, 12:05 p.m. Go, Shohei, go. Oh, konnichiwa to you too. And thank you for watching from Japan. And welcome aboard the Crow's Nest. So I appreciate you watching. And Shohei has gotten some opportunities here today. I'm sure you saw in that first game, Hammers. He was up to the plate with runners on. Our Mariners have made some very tough pitches to him. And we've got some, especially at the end there, where he's got to Gav Munoz come in with that fastball. He was struggling with that, but we've been in the danger zone a little bit with him so far today, no doubt about that. All right, Moniak is up here now to start off the 4th inning with Flexen dealing a 1-0 pitch. Boy, it just seems like all day Flexen's been behind on counts to these hitters 1-0. Just can't quite find that location. It's been far off too. Second pitch is hit high, deep, gone. That is a home run. Not surprising here. You have a pitcher can't find his stuff, can't find his location. Eventually what's going to have to happen is he's just going to have to drop to his knees and try to just put it up over the middle of the plate because he cannot seem to find the corners. And when he did that with Mickey Moniak there, he took that thing out. And in a hurry. Dead red, center of the plate, middle. Major league hitters are going to park that kind of pitch every single time, just about. You understand what Flexen's doing there, where he just goes, I can't get to the strike zone here, and I need to get even on this count. I can't get behind here. I can't walk this guy. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Well, we're going to need some bats today. Matt Beeler says our bullpen will be getting Ken Giles back at some point. And that'll be a big boost. That will help too. Yeah, you're right. And I might be overstating this right now, Matt. I always worry about this stuff just a little bit. And I am trying to take a little bit more of a view of not only at this point getting into the postseason, but getting yourself in the postseason with all of the engines going, so to speak, at full capacity. But it'll probably be all right. We got enough. Flexen here, 0-2 to David Fletcher. The delivery, low. It is early here, folks, so I know the offense has been struggling, but we got some time. 1-2 pitch, swung and hit hard, but Lewis is on his horse, and he says, giddy on up. And that will be an out. That looked like danger off the bat. He had a nice drive on that. Look, that was going right in the gap. That's just where in that park sometimes certain balls hit in that left field park. I don't know if it's the marine layer or a slight breeze coming in, but it just always seems to have a little bit like the ball's just knocked down a little bit when it's hit to that left field. Doesn't do it as much right field. All right. 1 out now for Flexen. Another well-struck ball, but right at Haggerty. And that will be 2 outs. And boy, did Flexen need that. We need some first pitch outs here. Yeah, Matt, we need a 1-2-3 inning is right. Is right. And D-Boy, I hope you're doing good. I didn't see your response. I hope you're doing okay, man. It is good to see you in the chat. Yeah, Big Country, they're making good contact off Flexen. He's trying to get back into finding the zone. He knows right now I've got 77 pitches here. I'm going to be out of this game. I'm going to be out of this game in a hurry here if I don't stop twizzle sticking around with these batters. But then the offshoot is that he doesn't have the pinpoint control to just put it where he wants in the zone today. And so then you're leaving it meaty. But it's the conundrum a pitcher can get into when you don't have the feel for the zone nor your pitches on a given day. And he gets a nice swing and a miss on that slider right there. Ethan Tech World says Kyle Lewis looks like he's running on ice, trying not to fall out there. Well, that's a swing and a miss on that. Was that a curveball or slider there? That was his change. It's like, man, I didn't have much movement on it, but boy, it fooled the hell out of the hitter. I love the change there. Tell you what, Magnaria Sierra's done Flexen some favors here in this count where he should be 2-0, but 2 wild swings. Flexen again misses kind of wildly here. Torrens is set up in the high part of the zone where he sets up prior to the pitch and ends up down and inside. 1-2 delivery now. Swing and a miss. He hit his spot on that one, folks. Another changeup. It was obviously had him out on front on that one 2 pitches ago. Come right back to the changeup again there and get the swing of the miss. So good gutty performance here by Flexen. Another run, though, by the Angels, and this puts 3 up on the board. Mariner bats need to get going. Luckily, they do turn back up over the lineup here to begin the next inning. D-Boy says, yep, I'm good. My B-Day just passed, and I just got back from Vegas this morning. Ooh, well, I shall not ask, D-Boy. You know why? Because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So I will be sure that I don't ask any any prying questions. Trader says we also traded for pitcher at the deadline. I think he's rehabbing. That's okay. So he has rehabbing. I've tried to look into it. There's been some uncertainty as to when he's going to come back exactly based on what I was reading. Giles will be back though. I know that. I think Ethan, though, Lewis has got that no cartilage bone on bone type thing going on out there. You know that knee ain't 100%. He's probably, it's like, ow, 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 every time he strides. Ow, 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 ow. Big Country says, wish we had Casey Stadler. He was amazing last year. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. Tell you the model for our Mariners going forward from my standpoint, they've already started building this, and by going forward not just this year but into next year for me, is you just Depoto to me stay locked in on this top of the end type rotation that you can trot out there, and then a magnificent bullpen on the back end from back to front. You just throw waves of arms at guys and teams. I would love to see them continue to lean into that for the strength of this team. I think the bats will come along with the talent you have within it. Eventually that stuff will come to bloom, but you can really lean on and Fran's first pitch swinging right on a line to left field, and that is an out. Put a good ride on it there, but left fielder was 10 steps away, easily able to just kind of go to his left and get to that ball. Big Country says very well could have the best pitching staff in baseball soon. Yeah. Exactly. That's where I think they're setting themselves up for that. These youngsters round out. Hancock comes up. You're there. Mitch Haniger up now. Takes the first pitch. Fastball high. And the Mariners are right now 0.5 games ahead of the Rays in the wild card standings. Haniger hitting 194 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs on the year. Ball 2. Little slider there that slid a little bit too much. I'm not sure about Shed Long on that D-boy. I was kind of casually watching the Mariners much last year, but it's me this year as much getting back into them. I started new last year, but it's this year is much more. But I'm not sure on that one. I don't have a good answer for you, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Good job by Mitch Haniger being one of the few guys in this lineup so far here to get out in front of a count. Takes first pitch strike there finally for 3-1. But good patience on his part. No walks so far from Detmers. Strike 2. Nice curved ball. It's right there on the middle part of the plate. Haniger, no doubt, probably there looking fastball, hopefully. And just said, okay, I'll sit on it if it's a curve. Detmers is pitching a real good game here. Another curved ball misses inside. Very nice side there by Haniger. Got himself into a good count and didn't take the bait on the curveballs. I like that at bat. That was good. Kronos, I know I missed it, but what was the diagnosis on Julio? Just I didn't see anything past just wrist is strained wrist. Nothing was broken that as I understand it. So, but it's probably going to be one that they do keep him out for that a good amount of time at this point, especially in consider he's got the 2 wrist things going on. The one that happened before the All-Star break, and that's a curveball on the outside part of the plate. Detmers looks a little bit upset that he didn't get the strike call. Stares in at the umpire. Eugenio Suarez steps up to the plate. He flew out in the second. Runner on first here. See if he can get Detmers to finally lock in and try to throw a fastball. Detmers doing a lot of breaking balls here. Comes right back again with a slider. He's not giving in, as Detmer. Mariner hitters, I think, are kind of trying to wait for that slider, that fastball to come in there, and he's just not giving it to him. Eugenio ready to go. Hits that foul. Another slider again. That's like freaking 5 breaking balls in a row by Detmers. Ethan Tackrell finally works a count. Exactly, man. Ethan, I want him to 50-plus pitches by the end of the inning. Yeah, we got to get in this Angels bullpen right now. This kid's kind of being like nails on us right here. Ooh, Suarez got a good pitch to hit. Just like he did on the last at bat. Gets a little bit too much underneath it. Got it in the top point of the zone. He could work with that, but just wasn't able to do anything with it. All right, Carlos Santana comes up to the plate. Switching over to the right-hand side. Reed Detmers has been able to enact 2 groundouts, 7 flyouts, and 2 strikeouts. Curveball inside on the inside part of the plate there for a strike. I guess they're calling that a slider. It looked more like a curve. Oh, 1 here. 0-2. Mariners batters will most seemingly struggle against those pitchers that are just going to pound the zone with accuracy and mix up their pitches. Those are the ones that give them just the tough spot where it's, there's no point of rest here. You're going to have to stay. You're going to have to be ready for it. You have to swing it, and you're going to have good 2-strike hitting as well. 0-2 here to Carlos. Swung, knocked right up to the pitcher. He's easy on it. Throws over to first, and that will be out number 3. So the Mariners Common story throughout this year, and it does continue on through into this game. One mere hit, one mere walk through 4 innings of play, and they find themselves down to the Angels 3-0. Ethan says, this guy's throwing meatballs and we're swinging under it. Come on, boys. He's given a couple times some pitches here. I did the swinging under it thing I'm seeing a lot. And again, you're swinging under it a lot of times because you're just trying to artificially lift a pitch too much. You're trying to get too much of that. I'm going to put a big hit up, put a big swing on this rather than, again, as I like to harp on, just sometimes get the barrel on the ball, get a nice even swing. If you got an even swing, it's going to come through the zone and it's going to send that thing on a line. And it might not be on a line where it's going in the air on a line. It might be on a line on the ground on a bounce or two, but it's going to get through that infield really fast. He's pitching a good game, though. Detmers is the slider and curve that he can mix up. His location on it's been pretty good. He's missed a couple times, but he's not missing over and over again. He's not giving him a lot of pitches to hit. What you did see on the other side with the Angels, though, in this game is they're working the count a little bit more against Flexen. And when Flexen does give them a good pitch, 1-2, 0-2, 0-2, if it's in the zone, they're finding a way to sort of fight it off in this particular game. So Flexen comes back in here at the top of the 5th, having thrown 79 pitches. He's definitely done his share of work. Done a pretty good job of hanging in there despite not having his best stuff today. Just can't quite find his location so far. All right, Flexen with the wind to begin the inning. Low. And you got just every batter seems to be in a 1-0 count on him. Poor Flex here just can't get the feel for the zone here. Taylor Ward up at the plate. There we go. Nice little sinker there. Gets him to knock it into the ground. And Suarez with a nice play and a very good throw over to first. In time. .283 says, I kind of miss Winker and his walks. Boy, could we use those wink walks, couldn't we? I have a feeling we'll be seeing both Cal Raleigh and Winker in this game as soon as the Mariners can chase the lefty off the hill in this game. Once the Angels get into the righties in their pen, you're going to probably see both those two guys come off the bench. Swing and a miss to Shohei Ohtani on the first pitch. Little slider there, I believe. Oh, this is curveball. Yeah, there's a big bending curveball there on Shohei. Might have been just about Flexen's best pitch of the game there on that one. That had a lot of movement. 0-1. Outside, comes after him, and Ohtani puts a good swing on it, but knocks it back foul. Put the four-seamer there on that outside corner. I'd be so scared to do that as a lefty. I'd just be throwing him inside curveballs all day long, just trying to paint the black on the inside. High like they are here, setting up. 0-2. Flexen's just about. He went right into that heart of the danger zone on those lefties down and in. Luis Torrens set up high and in. That's where they want the pitch location there. He missed it, and Ohtani was on it and just missed it himself on an 0-2 count there. Yeah, that's a ball. Looks like that was a change there, yeah. Change far outside the zone. Ohtani's not having any part of it. Key here is if he can keep this pitch where they want it. I think Torrens is going to set up high and inside again. No, he goes outside. Ends up inside and way high. Flexen just cannot find his location tonight. And we are run to a 2-2 count now. 2-2 pitch. Ohtani fights it off. As I've been saying, these Angel batters have done a good job of when Flexen does make them a insanely tough pitch. On a 2-strike count, they're finding a way to fight those pitches off and batter them back. Flexen shakes off the first pitch, takes off the first sign, says yes to the second. Here's the delivery. Hit hard to left field. Lewis is there, though. And that will be out number 2. Good job by Flexen there to avoid that. All right, Flexen, 88 pitches now here through 2 outs in the 5th inning. Tell a lot by a pitcher by what they're able to do on a day when they don't have their best stuff. And you can tell a lot about their heart and fortitude. First pitch, strike, curveball there. Another nasty bender. Man, keep going back to that curveball right now, Flex. That's the one pitch right now I'm watching of you. You got a good feel with right now. And you're getting some real nasty snap on that sucker. It does indeed look like he comes back with it on. He comes back with it and on pitch number 2 and throws in the dirt. I don't think they're going to be able to hit that, though. 1-1. Hit hard on a sinker inside, but foul. That'll take us up to 1-2 here. Big Country, props to Flex for hanging in there. Yeah, as I'm saying, this is a day where he doesn't have his best stuff, where he doesn't have his location, and not all of his pitches are working on top of it. And you're fighting uphill all day in these kind of games as a pitcher. 1-2 now. Misses way inside on 1-2. You see it on that type of pitch. On his 1-2, 0-2 pitches, he's not when he's trying to throw that I want to get a swing and miss pitch, he's not getting it anywhere near the zone to get the swing and the miss. But yet he's finding his way through here. If he can get through 5 innings with 3 runs, not having his A stuff today, and that ball is bounced in front of the plate. Overthrew that curveball just a little bit. It's still, to me, a sterling effort by Flexen if he can get through this with 5 innings and 3 runs, knowing what he's kind of dealing with. And that ball's hit up in the air. Haggerty's underneath it. A little slide. A little optional slide. He says option on. I got to give the fans a little bit of juice here. Let's get them up on their feet a bit. So he works through this inning, and again, props to Flexen within this game. 3 runs. I know for what we're looking at with our Mariner lineup right now, I'm going, well, 3 runs seems like a lot for this lineup. But at the end of the day, as a pitcher, you get through 5 runs, through 5 innings, 3 runs. You've done a pretty good job in what you've done for the day and how you've worked. Especially again considering with our Flexen and Gonzalez at this point. These are our 4 or 5 guys in the rotation. You do have a different expectation level of what you get from them versus sometimes the top of the rotation guys. But done a good job finding his way through here. And he will maybe even still be able to come out into the 6th inning for a couple of batters, as he is still under 100 pitches technically, 6 under 100 pitches. Well, now the Mariners on the other side of it here. We've got Crawford, Lewis, and Luis Torrens up next. Let's see if Crawford can set the table. I have been predicting a Lewis home run in this game, so it would be great if he could make me look like Nostra Crow's Nest, Crow's Nostris, Nestradamus. How about Nestradamus? Let's see if we begin the prophetic nature of Nestradamus tonight. Big Country says, I think we need him for the 6th. Yeah, we need him for the 6th. I'm sure, right? If I'm Service right now, I know that they get jumpy at 100 pitches, but look where he's at in the lineup. Right, he's going right into now next inning, I believe. He's got Walsh, Moniak, and Fletcher. So you've got the bottom of the lineup you have him dealing with at the top of the 6th. I think you do try to probably put him back out there at that point. Get one more, see if you can squeeze one little more inning Just give me one mo. Give me one mo, Chris. This game's flying by. Detmers has gone 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. The Angel pitcher has been working really well, and his curveball has definitely given the Mariner hitters some problems today. Crawford steps up now. Outside, 1-0. Crawford in this game, 0 for 2. See if through the third run through the order here they can do something with it. Another one of those nasty curveballs here. On 1-0, it's to be able to throw that curveball for a strike when you're behind the count is quite nice to have from his standpoint of things. 1-1. Crawford hits it up into the air. That ball is sinking, but the center fielder is there to make the play, running in. 1 man out. Jerron Everest says, come on, boys, make a comeback. Come on, guys. Let's start putting some fights up here. Let's get some guys on. Let's go. Let's go. Guardians today defeated the Astros, for whatever that's worth. Detmers with the wind and delivery to Lewis. He hits it high and out of play, 0-1. And Detmer is not giving into the Seahawks lineup. You're not going to see a fastball here when you step up to the plate against this guy. He's going to force them to have to do something against him against the breaking balls. 0-1. Comes back with a fastball high, misses. If I'm coming up through the third order of this lineup, I'm thinking I got to just sit on something that's... I got to sit on the curve of the slider here. He's throwing it at too high a rate to just think I'm going to get a fastball. 1-1. Curveball. Ooh, just a little high, and Detmers didn't like it. He thought it was a strike again, looking down at Blue. Giving Blue a long look down there. 2-1. Strike. Change up inside part of the plate. Great pitch by Detmers. You're thinking, you got to come back with a fastball now, right? For sure now, right? No, put it right at your knees. 2-2. And Lewis swings up out of the zone on a pitch far out of the zone for strike number 3. Again, you got the fastball coming at that point. I get it, but that's if I'm looking breaking ball, then I'm just going to be taking on that fastball. I'm more looking to take on the fastball than swing at it. The fact that he's got that thing up, that he's hunting there on that fastball tells me that there's a part of him still looking fastball there. And I think the hitters in this lineup today are hoping a little bit too much that they're going to get that fastball. And I don't know if he's going to give it to you, especially if you guy can do some damage against him. Again, first pitch to Torrens is a slider outside part of the plate. You got to adjust your approach as a hitter there in these kind of games where pitchers won't usually throw at this high propensity of breaking balls. But he is. D-Boy says, J.P. Crawford's my favorite player on the team, but he hasn't been playing his best lately. He's kind of it's not a full mid-season slump kind of thing. He's just it's not kind of being as dynamic as he was definitely early on in the year for us. And I think it's part of also why he's dropped a little bit in this lineup a bit, D-Boys. They're trying to relieve a little bit of pressure there, but hopefully he can tap back into it here before the season. I think he will because he's right for you to think of him as one of your favorite players on the team, one of the more complete players on this team and what he provides you. 2-1 pitch to Torrens. Swing and a miss on a fastball, dead red through the middle of the plate. Gave you a pitch there, buddy. Right there down Main Street, man. You know what I'm saying? 2-2 pitch. Torrens hits this high and deep, skied up to the deepest part of the park in the alleyway of right field, and that ball is gone. Oh, Nelly, put a ride on that one. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, top of the zone and away. Torrens got out, arms extended out, just gave that sucker a ride. That That had a lot of air miles on it. You know what I mean? He needed to check with his Visa on that one. Do I got enough miles? Customer service, do I got enough miles? I don't know. No, you don't. We need you to add a little bit. And he said, okay, I got you. Well, there you go. We're back in this, folks. 3-1 Mariners. And I said, Luis, you got to do something today. A man facing down the mortality of his baseball life. Mariners making a trade for another catcher. It all on the line for him on the back of a doubleheader today. Struggling all year long. And when the Mariners desperately needed a run, he found it for him. Great job by Luis. Absolutely love the timing on that one. Haggerty comes up to the plate now, draws quickly a 1-1 count. Haggerty knocked a single in the first inning. And boy, that ball was up and out of the zone, even about a couple inches, and he still was able to give it a ride. Haggerty swing and a miss on a 1-2 pitch. Nice slider there by Detmers. 1-2 now. Fouled off. Another tough breaking ball there. I'll tell you, when Luis Torrens was really going good last year, and he was really impressing me with his bat last year at times, was when he was showing that opposite field power. And it's pure oppo power. He's not a guy that's going to hit it opposite field where he's putting it down the line. He puts it out there into the gap with that swing naturally. And he's got the power to do it when he's able to get the contact sustained. That ball's hit on a line down the front of the field fun. Did he get it out? He hit it out. Oh, no, I broke my thing. I got too hyped. Ham Haggerty. Oh, he didn't hit it out. He hit it down the gap. Damn it. I thought he hit that out. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Pitchers W. Receiver says if it wasn't for Ty, we would have won. We wouldn't have won. That's right. Yeah, in the first game, that's right. Ty got us that one with his home run. So Haggerty here with a double. Mariner Magic back alive? Question mark? Question mark as they have come alive here in the top of the fifth inning. Luis Torrens with a home run to right and Haggerty with a second hit of the game right down the line for a double. Strike inside. 1-1 here to Frazier. James Tomlinson said, this is why I watch you laughing out loud. Got a little excited there, huh? I got a little too hyped on that one. I got to calm down. Hey, when Ham goes ham, you got to get excited. That ball's down the dirt. That's going to get to the backstop. Haggerty will easily get on into third base. Easily get on to third base. I'm going to break this green screen yet. I should already buy just a backup one because it is going to happen. Oh, it's not even, you can't even see it right. Okay. 2-1 pitch knocked back by Frazier. I'll have to fix it at the commercial break. I don't know why it's not doing it. But 2-2 now here to Frazier. Angels up 3-1, 2 outs. Come on, Frazier. Just do one of your little nice base hits. Let's give me a nice little pop here just to knock foul. Okay. Okay. Come on, Frazier. Frazier wiggling that bat. He's doing too much wiggle. It's too overconfident in his wiggle. Swing and a miss on another one of those gnarly curveballs by Detmer, and he gets himself out of trouble. But the Mariners have put themselves on the board. They have said, Angels, we are not yet done today. A lot of game left here to go. 4 innings remain. Mariners down 3-1. Let me fix my green screen. Hold on. All right, let's see if I can keep from breaking all my stuff in my excitement today on the stream. That would be nice. That would be good, wouldn't it? All right, so Dean, Devil Rays, Luis Torrens hit a home run. That's how we got our runs. And then the Angels have kind of been able to get to a little bit of a not quite on point Flexen tonight so far. And they're showing right now on the Mariner telecast how many pitches Swanson, Baroki, Sewell, Festa, and Munoz have thrown here over the last this series, and all of them have had a good amount of work outside of maybe Matt Festa. It does indeed look like they're going to let Flexen go out there, and I love this by service here. Where you're at in this lineup, if you were turning it over, if you're going through the middle of the lineup, maybe you would feel differently here. But I like the trust in Flexen. Keep that gutty performance out there again here, kid. Get through another inning, and let's see if our offense can come out and win you the day, reward you for a great job considering what you're kind of going up against through as far as getting through this kind of performance. 1-1 here to Max Stassi, hitting .215 on the year. Pitchers, wide receiver says, what side are you on? I use the Fubu one pitcher's wide receiver. You can get it for a free you get a free trial on it, but I'm past the free trial. Swing and a miss. Max Stassi goes 1-2 on a fastball up out of the zone. Stassi doing him favors there. You're going to be swinging and missing on Flexen out of the zone today. You're helping him out. That ball is low. 2-2. 283 says, why do we always get hits with 2 outs? I don't know. It's definitely something that they have a penchant for doing. That is for sure. Two here from Flexen. The wine, the delivery. Strike 3 on the outside part of the plate at the knees. Flexen does a little flexing of wiping off his brow. Says, I ain't sweating you, Stassi. Go back to your KGB. Strike, first out of the inning. Flexen rewarding his manager for letting him go out here into this inning. That's 99 pitches now for Chris. Jared Walsh comes up to the plate now. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Even Tech World, I hate Jared Walsh. No, Jared Walsh can't get no love from you. He walked in the second. 0-1. Hit up into the air, and that will find it through. Just kind of get to where they aren't. .283 says, why do we always get hits with 2 outs? I don't know. They take their time to start getting going, don't they? And that was just a weekly hit pop-up that just sort of found a hole between the second baseman and the outfielders. Penn Murphy's warming up in the Mariner pen right now. Flexen's now crossed 100 pitches. So bring up Moniak up to the plate, who homered in the 4th off Flexen. Keep it low here, Flex. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. See if Flexen can induce with that sinker here. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Flexen does have 4 strikeouts on the day, so he is getting some swings and misses here. 0-2 here to Mickey Moniak. We'll see if Flexen buries one here or comes right back after him in the zone. Buries one. Ball 1. Zip ball 1. Runner on first, 1 out. Angels up 3-1. Flexen trying to keep this close. See if his offense can continue to get this turn back in here. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. 2 outs. Nice job again by Flexen. 2 Ks in this inning. 100 pitches in. Having a rough day still coming up after these Angel batters. Wonderful pitch. Right at the knees. Great movement. All right, so here we go now. 3-1, 2 outs. See if Flexen can keep this in control. That ball's first pitch hit down the line on a line, and that will get out for a home run. Didn't hit it hard, didn't hit it particularly deep, but he put a great swing on it with a line drive swing, and that thing just went right out of the park in about a half a second. Went a mere 354 feet. If it had gone 353 feet, it wouldn't have gotten out. But able to send that ball out is David Fletcher on that hit. And Flexen, as he has at times in this game, continues to flirt at the top of the zone at times, and that gets him into trouble. Just cannot keep his pitches down. You're getting tired. It's getting a little bit longer in the game. You just don't quite get down on the plane on a pitch like that. You leave it a little bit too high up, and when you leave that pitch high up, when they hit it hard, it's going to have some carry to it. James Tomlinson, you have a good night, man. Big Country still think it was a good decision by Service. Didn't really have another choice. No, I'm fine with it. You've got to have pitchers work through trouble sometimes. And this pitch hit high and up into the air. Lewis is underneath it. Haggerty over, and he will make the catch and finish the inning. You've got to at times have these pitchers try to work through troubles, and you just can't bail them out at every turn if there's one issue. And you certainly wanted to see him try to work through. He just got 2 strikeouts through the first part of the inning. I'm in favor of the decision on his part to do what he did there. I'm okay with it. All right, 1 second, folks. Let me just use the bathroom real quick. Be right back. let's see what our Mariners got here, folks. See what they got. Flexen went 6 innings, 5 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Boy, just it does muddle that day with those 2 home runs you give out after you really fought through on that performance today. And again, it's on a shame when it's not on a great pitch, but just a bad pitch in that moment where you put that in the spot. Understandable, as he was struggling all day to kind of find where his placement. And just, I know with pitchers, those are days you run into where you're not always going to be able to locate as well as you ideally would like. So Ty France draws an 1-0 count here. France hitting .305 with 14 home runs on the year. Proved very much the hero in the first game with his 2-run home run. First game of this doubleheader. And he knocks that one foul for 1-1. Detmer's set. The one, the delivery knocked in, and France hits it off the inside part of his foot and has to kind of limp around a little bit. That looked like that stung somewhat. D-Boy says, my favorite games to watch is when the Mims come from behind, but it seems like this one is over. It's definitely not looking good right now, and we know the Mariner bats have been very cold, and that's not going to build a lot of confidence in anybody to think that they could bring it back in this one. France fights off a real tough pitch there on the 1-2 count. Foul. So 4 runs looks like in many ways 10 runs right now with the way this Mariner team is playing. But nonetheless, this team has shown a propensity in the past to come back. We saw it even 2 nights ago where they were almost able to come back from the 9th, get him into extra innings and win that ball game. But they definitely have a good amount of resiliency in their spirit. So let's see if they can't maybe mount a little bit of a fight here. Big Country says, we need to get this starter out of the game. Yeah, we definitely could stand to get him moved out. Unfortunately, Detmers is only at 75 pitches right now for the game, so you're not in a threat at this point of forcing him out due to the fact that his arm's a little tired. 1-2 pitch, swung and bounced, knocked right back up the middle. That'll do. Base hit by Ty France. Runner aboard, nobody out. Nicely done by Ty. Once again, like I say, get the bat on the ball with a level swing. Good things happen there. Ty wasn't trying to do too much with that ball. Just, I'm going to get the bat on this. Good 2-strike swing, not going for the fences. This will bring up Mitch Haniger now, who's 0 for 2 in this game. His first start back since coming back off the rehab. Takes a first pitch curveball. Strike. Be interesting to see how he is pitched to on this particular bat. Detmers, when he's definitely gotten into trouble, has gone back to slider curve. And does so again here. Slider. Quickly gets it 0-2. Haniger sitting 15th all time on the Mariner home run list. 99. Ball down in the dirt. That will be a 1-2 count. See if Haniger can claw his way back in this one to get him back to a good pitch. So he's seen slider so far. Ooh, up and away. 2-2. Finally shows him a fastball there. I think that was just for show, though. I think if I'm Haniger again, like I've said with these hitters, stay on the breaking balls. Stay on the breaking balls because he's going right back to it. And there it is. Knock foul. Haniger fouled off a tough pitch there. And it may be just that it's got such nasty movement on it. The Mariner batters tonight aren't able to really do anything with it. And it's moving too much. But if you can just lock into that being what they're definitely going to throw you here. And don't try to swing too hard because you're just going to have to try to get that location late on where the movement's going with your bat. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss through a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. I guess I would have been probably in that same boat as Haniger there, where you're looking slider. He's just been pumping you breaking balls after breaking balls. He's shown you the fastball once in that at bat up high and away, and not otherwise anywhere else, and then comes back to it on that pitch. 1 man out. This will bring up Luis Torrens, who is responsible for the Mariners' only run today. First pitch inside curve, ball 1. Luis got himself deep into that count and then was able to use his oppo power to put it far out there into right field for a home run. 1 man on, 1 out, 1-0 count. Oh, sorry, this is Eugenio Suarez. Oh, he looked a little bit like Luis Torrens there. They both got the high socks. Strike, 1-1 to Suarez. Hits it on the ground. This will be a double play ball. And that will be that. It will retire the side. So the Mariners again, meekly, the hitters go silently into the night. Through 6 innings, they've only been able to generate 4 hits. Double by Haggerty, Torrens, a home run. But aside from that, it has been pretty meekly put here against the starting pitcher of the Angels. And yeah, Big Country, that was not a best case scenario inning at all there. That was definitely worst case. You're not going to get them pushed out of this game anytime soon. Easily Detmers can get through another couple of innings here if they want to have them go there, if the Angels do. I would be interested to know what the approach was from the lineup standpoint against this pitcher today. If it's just, ignore the breaking stuff, unless you're in a 2-strike count, and stay on his fastball, or if because they definitely have not, it has seemed at times like they're not really looking seriously at the breaking stuff. Like they're not really looking to put swings on it almost. Or if they do, it's a 2-strike count and they have to then. But he's not throwing enough fastballs in this game. I don't know what the rate's been, but it's been pretty meekly put. And boy, this lineup missing Julio big time right now. Even with Haggerty, Haggerty's still giving you 2 hits in this game, but they're going to have to come along. We're going to need this lineup to step up here as we get into the back half of the schedule now. 23 says, I'm calling a Luis Torrens grand slam. Well, I still got a Kyle Lewis home run at some point in this game. I don't know when. I don't know where. But it's going to happen. Matt Brash. Is it Brash time? Time for us to get a little Brash. Brash walking the 6.18 ERA. And, look, you have a bullpen that's taxed. And they need somebody to eat up a couple innings here. They do. Brash can come in here and work the last of these 3 innings, even if the Mariners are not able to get back into this game from a hitter standpoint, then he'll have done his job to preserve some of this bullpen, which we need to preserve here a little bit. Brash has struggled this year, no doubt about it, and his time's out there on the hill. The guy with the command issues were 27 innings and 22 walks. Just not enough of finding the zone. But he does get to start out with the 9th hitter in the lineup, Magnetius Sierra. Strike 1, slider on the outside part of the plate. 0-1 here in the top of the 7th. Cronin says, I'm on board for a grand slam, but we need base runners before we can get one. Yeah, we definitely need a couple more guys getting on base here to do that. And he swung at that. That's a strike. There we go. 0-2. 0-2. Ooh, down the dirt, 1-2. And D-Boy, thank you for reminding me of this. I always forget this. Please, everyone, don't forget to hit the like button. Maybe we can get a rally going on. That's right. Rally like button. Hit the rally like button. You will generate good mojo for your Mariners to come back if you hit that like. And you do help me out considerably by doing so as well. All right, 1-2 here for Brash. Love it. Just go right after him, kid. Hit on the ground there to Frazier. He swallows it up and pumps it right over there to Ty France. 1 out. Joey 3 says, I actually like Brash here. I do too. It's not a high leverage situation. This is the type of time you bring out a guy like Brash here. And if he can swallow 3 innings up, man, that would be big here. Taylor Ward comes to the plate now. First pitch swinging, knocks it high up into the air. Haggerty is underneath it. And Haggerty likes to do the, we always used to chide guys in baseball. They do the mock dive when they don't need to dive. He gets there and he's a good defender, but he's definitely not as comfortable in center as he is over in left and right field. You can feel him kind of trying to feel his way on balls hit out in center a little bit. But look, he made the play, so props to him. Shohei Ohtani up to the plate. And boy, for the Mariners, you'd love this to be the last time you have to face him here in this game. Ohtani 0 for 1. He's throwing a walk. Ooh, nice pitch there. 0-2, another nice slider at the knees. Brash working fast, working the zone. This is what you want to see out of this kid. Don't come in here and mess around. We're down by 4 runs. Trust your plus stuff. Another slider gets him to swing and miss, and that will finish the inning. Nasty sweeping slider down in the dirt. Ohtani just did not have a good feel for that breaking ball, and Brash throws it with such violence that it's hard to pick it up and get a beat on it if he's able to throw it for a strike at the knees on you on the first 2 pitches, which is what really it was those first 2 pitches that set up that strikeout more than it was that pitch. Let's go Brash. Yeah, I see you, Brash. I see you. I see you. I see you. Going against Shohei Ohtani. Just going to come after him with 3 pitches like that? Like, here you go. 3. What you got, Shohei? Nice to see. All right, Mariners got Santana, Crawford, and Lewis set to come up to the plate. Let's see if Kyle Lewis can hit a home run here and make my prediction look good. Mariners are down by 4 runs. You got 9 outs. 9 outs for 4 runs. Very tall task, but not impossible. Tough part about this upcoming inning, too. You got Santana going from the right side of the plate here rather than the left. He just doesn't look as comfortable over there as he does at a lefty. Crawford as well with the lefty-lefty matchup. All right, somebody rocking a Haniger jersey out there. All right, I see you. I got to get a Griffey jersey, a vintage Griffey jersey. All right, Reed Detmers comes back out to the hill, and he has been dealing today. Slider, curveball, he can mix them. And boy, the Mariner batter's just not been able to do much with either. Comes out, first pitch. I guess they're calling that a four seam. Boy, that looked like another breaking ball, but yeah, why are they calling that a four seam? Oh, my thing's not updating fast. Yeah, that was a slider outside. He knocked it foul, did Santana. Carlos hits one down the line, foul. Great play by the third baseman there, who did make a play. He might have been able to still be able to get Santana there. And Carlos quickly in an 0-2 count now. He looks back at the umpire and says, was that a strike? Which indeed it was. Hit high, up into the air, but doesn't really get any power behind it. Just kind of softly floats to the center fielder for out number 1. You're taking a defensive swing, you get 2 strikes. See how Crawford goes about this now. He's 0 for 2 in this game. It's a tough matchup for him with a guy that, you know, you're a lefty with a lefty-lefty matchup with a lefty who can throw a curve like this kid can. Boy, it makes it tough on you. And he throws a first pitch fastball high. But Detmers, you can just see, is locked in. I might try to call time here. Just get him out of his rhythm a little bit. 1-0. Knobber to the left side. Crawford running. The pitcher is up with it. Throws it away. And Crawford is going to get on. A good throw might have gotten Crawford there. Hustling up the line. Detmers did a great job of getting to the ball quickly. But the throw was wild to the first baseman. It's a tough throw to make there as a pitcher. You're going from your momentum one way back to the other way. You've been throwing pitches, which is a lot different than throwing to a first baseman. Just did a good job of getting it clean. I think he would have had him on a clean throw, and he pounds his fist. Detmers does. He knows it. Love the competitiveness out of it. Now here we go with Kyle Lewis. Runner on first base. Kyle Lewis up to the plate. Big arcing curveball on the first pitch, and Lewis knocks it foul. Hey, at least he's looking breaking ball there. He didn't do anything with it, but he's looking it. Rather than trying to hope that fastball is coming, which I don't know if Lewis is going to see, but maybe one fastball this whole count. Lewis 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in this game. Detmers comes set, misses high for a ball. Change up. Good eye by Lewis. It's right at the top point of the zone. 1-1. Inside and just swung right through it. Right through that one. That isn't even one of the more nastier sliders he's thrown. That was fairly low movement on that one. Lewis just couldn't get around on it. 1-2. Inside. Ball 2. 2-2 here by Lewis. Fought his way back here a bit in this count. You got to be looking slider here, right? The wind inside, ball 3. He does put that fastball in right when you're sure you're going to see that slider 100%. Here comes Mr. Dead Red. And he can get in there at 94. With the movement he gets on that curveball and slider, especially as tough as it is on righties. 3-2 pitch here. Swing and a miss. Like another one of those sliders there on the outside corner. And Lewis just couldn't get the bat on it. 6 strikeouts today for your Mariners, and just Detmers is giving it to him tonight. He's giving him the business, as they sometimes say in football. Well, this will bring up Luis Torrens now. We'll see if he can continue this inning forward and get these Mariners to try to chip away a little bit at this Angel lead. First pitch down inside. Good eye by Torrens. 1-0. Megan Roger, what is going on? Megan, how you doing? It's good to see you. She's not having a good day. My dad's B-day is coming up, so I'm a little low. I'm sorry, Megan. I hope you're feeling better. Welcome to the first Crow's Nest stream here. And that's ball 2 inside on a curveball there. Again, nice eye by Torrens. Megan says, still deciding if I'll be heading to a couple of games when in Seattle. Have a huge trip planned. It's a lot. It's a lot, especially depending on where you're staying at from a hotel standpoint, Megan, as far as like the travel and getting to downtown and kind of all that can be and entails to get down there. 2-0, Luis Torrens. How about that? A 2-0 hitter, a 200 hitter. You're down by 4 runs. You're a 200 hitter at the plate. You've got a 2-0 count, and you're free swinging 2-0. God bless him. I know he hit a home run in this game, but we need base runners here at this point as much as we need runs. 2-1. Here's the delivery to Torrens. Low again and inside. Detmers has missed there. 3 pitches in this at bat. Megan says, thanks, B. Staying near Lumen, just down from Pike Place. That'll make it easier than Megan. That'll make it easier. You can go a lot then that way. That makes it that does definitely help because that travel thing if you're coming from Bells or Torrens hits it on a line. Ooh, just gets in front of the left fielder, and we got 2 runners on. We got the opening to a song being made here. Little drums by Crawford. Little guitar, little bass riff here by Torrens now. Little single out to left. All right, let's get some vocals in here now. Can I get a little bit of a guitar solo now? A little mini early guitar solo here in the form of a couple runs. 2 base runners on. Megan says, love the graphics, B. Thank you. The only thing I need from an accommodation POV needed to be near Starbucks. Laughing out loud. That's a necessity, Megan. As I can tell you, that is definitely, as you can see here, this is definitely a necessity. So I feel you on that one. I feel you. They'll try to sell you on the Pike Place roast down there when you stay down there where you're staying, but still the bucks for me too. All right, Detmers has got 2 runners on, and the man, the myth, the legend, we call him around here not Sam Haggerty, but Ham Haggerty, because he is a very able player at the plate for this Mariner team and a Mariner lineup that doesn't have a lot of able players at the plate. Here now 309 this season for Haggerty, and though he's been a little bit spot duty, he's getting past sample size data here in this kind of situation. And Detmers hits him with a gnarly 10-6 curveball on the first pitch, 0-1. It's a tough pitch to get in there and swing at there because that thing starts so far up and outside the zone. 0-1. Haggerty fouls it back on a slider there. 0-2. Megan says, love Pike Place roast. Get the pods from Seattle for my machine. There you go. They'll have plenty of it down there. They probably got like 10 stores at Pike Place that have that. All right, so 0-2 here to Haggerty. 2 for 2 in this game. See if he can do some good 2-strike hitting here. Inside. Very good eye again there on the big breaking curveball 1-2. Megan says, my godson met J-Rod for his birthday. It was huge as Noah has severe autism, and for him to speak to Julio was a huge breakthrough. Oh, that's awesome. Julio's such a good cat, too. He seems like such a nice guy. 1-2 here, high and inside, and Haggerty, he felt that chin music. He has to do a little bit of a dance over the top of the plate after that one comes up in around his face. He says, not the face, Detmers, not the face. Anywhere but the face. And Detmers has now climbed up over 104 pitches here for the game. This will most likely be his last inning of work here in the 7th. Haggerty's ready with a 2-2 count. Inside, 3-2. Good job here by the Mariner players as far as, again, starting to work some of these counts. Frazier looming on deck to turn back over this lineup. Angels are playing Haggerty straight away. No shift. And if you're Haggerty here, probably sitting thinking, this is where he likes to spot that fastball, honestly. He's got a 3-2 count. He's not going to want to load the bases. I'd be surprised to see him come back. No, he comes back with the slider. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Well, Detmers pitches a magnificent game today. Gets himself through a ton of troubles. You look at the Mariners, it's a common situation. We look at Friday night, you left 20 runners on base and stranded. You look at tonight, you're already up to 9 runners left on base and stranded. For whatever reason, the team does continue, not for whatever reason, I have a theory on it, but the reason the team does continue to struggle to hit with runners on base. And it doesn't kind of matter who it is, and just one guy sort of being the guy to do it. Haggerty's played really well in this game. Just comes up at his moment, his time to do something, and can't quite pull anything off with it. Boy, rough to watch at times in this game, especially when you see them not just out and out getting into like those bad counts where they've not really even formed much of a fight up against the pitcher. Like it's been a little bit of the situation where you're actually getting at times Detmers into the 2-2, 3-2, and then you just can't quite seal the deal through it. So rough to see from that aspect of things. Mariners do get to turn over the lineup. And we do have a couple of bats maybe here on the bench that they can call upon, but you are definitely a little bit worried right now with where things are at. Ethan Techworld says, I hate facing lefties. I do too. Certainly this lineup, I'd be interested to see what this lineup's done against lefties overall throughout the year. It feels like they've not done great. Voodoo Magic says it just shows you how Julio changes the dynamic of the lineup completely. You got Julio now running at the spot at the top of the lineup. You push Frazier back down into 9. You know, he's the table setter for you. It's one reason why I'd like to continue to let Julio be, even if it's a little bit of an unconventional leadoff guy from what he gives you with power and all that. I still like just getting that guy as many at-bats at the top of the order and letting him be the straw that stirs the drink of this lineup. Megan says, isn't it strange how the loss of the Julio really affects this team? It does. I mean, he's a superstar. And you lose a superstar in baseball as a team that hasn't had a guy here for a while now that's not played that kind of role. It's going to be a detriment to your lineup. And I think, Megan, it gets even more on display because of all the other injuries you've been dealing with and guys just kind of trying to come back to full strength. And so it's even more, I think, the spotlight is more brighter lit. But everybody's coming back. That's the good news on this, at least. Yuquan Huang says it's all Jerry Dipoto's fault. Oh, we're okay still. It's just the bats are going to be what they're going to be this year. I don't think there was really a place for Dipoto to help the bats or, do very much more to improve this lineup where it is as far as availability goes. So I guess Brash is only going to work one inning here. It's kind of interesting. Brennan Bernardino, who made his debut last Sunday against the Astros, will come out. Big old left-hander with a 5-syllable last name. Bernardino. Megan, I have to admit, I am not a big on baseball. Cricket's my game, but loving the M's. Haven't loved them this much since my boy Ichiro back in the day. They're a fun team to watch right now, Megan. They are. They do keep it exciting, and we're in it right now. Got the first game of this doubleheader, and if we can't get it tonight, we'll be looking to even this series up, at least get the split tomorrow. Luis Ranifo up now, and that pitch is out. Ball 1 outside. God, I would have liked to have seen them stay with Brash for more than one inning there. I'm sure Service has got a good reason here. But that ball's hit on the ground. Bernardino is got it and throws it over to first base for out number 1. Big Country says we'll need upgraded bats in the offseason. I think what you do is that you figure out by the end of the year, and I agree with you on Big Country, but I think of it through this thing is even more than bats. I think you figure out where you're at the end of the season as far as what's this lineup, who's shaking out to where. Is Haniger come back in full steam? Is Lewis showing that once he is healthy in the lineup, as I think will be the case, that he's a guy that can hit consistently? Kelnick What's his plan here with our future? Like, all those answers basically to me get solved in the next 2 months, or should be solved within the next 2 months. And it's not even a matter of you having to move on from those guys if they aren't part of the plan at that point, but then it does mean that the positions need to be addressed. And I'm overall fairly, I think you have one more year of club control with Suarez, so I'm fine with him over there. I'm fine with Frazier, Crawford, France. I think your infield's okay. But I think you can, what I would say, Big Country, is you need to lock in on the big bat. You need on the big upgrade for a position rather than looking for the multitude of bats, to me. And finding a guy that probably a right-handed bat that can play the outfield would be where you want to, like, I think, mainly target. Megan says, is it wrong for me to say how much I'm loving how badly the Yankees are falling over at the moment? No, it's fun to watch the Yankees fail. It will never not be fun to watch the Yankees fail. Max Dazzi up now, 1 man out, and he's got this count to a 3-1 count here from Bernardo Dino. Never seen a name put that way. 3-2 here to Stasi now. Megan says, much to my chagrin, I'm loving the Cards at the moment. Shh, don't tell my brother. He'll never let me hear the end of it. The St. Louis Cardinals or the Arizona Cardinals, Megan? You mean St. Louis, right? 3-2. Hit high up into the air. Frazier's under this one. He's got it. Or that's France, sorry. France has got it there. 2 outs. Megan, he loves both B. He just likes the Cardinal, Megan. He's just a Cardinal guy. St. Louis, Arizona, wherever it be. Of course, I do think that if I'm not mistaken, Megan, he might have started his love of the Cardinals from Arizona when they were weren't they in St. Louis for a while? Wasn't the St. Louis Cardinals? I'm thinking of something else, probably. That ball's nubbed down the line on the first pitch. 0-1 here to Jared Walsh. Be nice to get through the lineup here, and then you're just going to work through the bottom of the lineup in the 9th. Megan says he loves the logo. I dare not tell him how wrong he is. Hey, I guess it's, I don't know. I wish I could say it's a fearsome logo. It's not that. Jared Walsh, 0-1 delivery. Hit high up into the air. Skied. Crawford is there. Boy, that ball's up there for a while. Makes the catch. That will retire the sign. All right, good job by the reliever so far here by the Mariners, holding things down. Both the teams have 6 hits, folks, but the Mariners are down 5-1. The home runs by the Angels have proven huge. Huge. Megan says, I can't say too much as in the NFL. As you know, I love the Seahawks, and my second team is the Ravens. Ravens are a good second team. I like the Ravens, too. Easy to root for. All right, so our Mariners come up here in the next inning with Frazier, France, and Haniger due on deck. Top of the lineup, Cal Raleigh on the bench. You've got, let's see if the Angels trot back out Detmers. He has 106 pitches into this game at this point. So rare in the Major League Baseball now that you see the pitchers pressed beyond 100 pitches. Managers are usually sprinting to the bullpen, sprinting to the mound to relieve them. Nine runners left on base in this game. Outside of the 8-9 hitters in your lineup, the rest of your lineup's only been able to generate 2 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. So the 1 through 7 in this lineup tonight has been really rough. Again, understanding too, you've had a lefty-righty matchup all game, and that's supposed to work usually a little more in the favor of the right-handers than the lefties, rather than going lefty-lefty, of course. Detmers has pitched a fantastic game. His breaking pitches have had some excellent movement. Lots of swings and misses. So can't take anything away from him in that respect of things. But, well, hopefully maybe now at least we get we get in the bullpen here. Let's see what happens now. Angels are up 5-1. Tepera up on the hill for the Angels. First pitch, fastball, top of the zone for the right-hander. Tepera's got a 4.15 ERA this season. Batter's hitting .206 against him in 40 appearances. 39 innings, 32 strikeouts, 16 walks. So he will usually pump the strike zone and make you have to do something with it. He's not going to give it to you. Frazier comes up here. 0 for, I think, 3 in this game. 0 for 4 in this game. 1-1 delivery. Knocked back foul. Got a dead red fastball down the middle of the plate. Frazier shakes his head and re-velcros his gloves. Tucks in his arm protection. He knows he had a pitch to hit there. One-two delivery here to Frazier. Knocked down the line to the first baseman, who is all over it, and that will be out number 1. Tough night for Mr. Frazier. 0 for 5 in this game, or I guess it is 0 for 5. The update thing is updating faster than the deal. Tough night. Big Country says rally time. They better get the rally going here soon. Megan says, what do you think is the problem with not getting runners home, B? You just don't have a consistent enough lineup, Megan. Everything's right now been too much in a flux this year. You don't have, you constantly have at least 3 to 4 guys either injured or just coming back from injury. And so your lineup is trying to do it with a lot of backups, and you're always going to get bad results with that. You might have your frontline guys able to get on base, but then nobody able to bat them in because you don't have the strength of your lineup in place. And really, Megan, this is already a lineup that is built in the way it's built, so that it's not exactly, if you had the full strength, they're going to be tearing the cover on the ball and being a top 5 offense in the sport. They could still, if they had the full strength, they could be decent, but they don't have enough room for error. And France, again, got a nice pitch to hit there, much like we saw in the last at bat. They're getting their pitches here. I wonder with Frazier and France both, though, you got to wonder a little bit here. It's been a long day, doubleheader. You're a little tired at this point. France is 1 for 3 in this game. And hit meekly over there to the first base side. Pitcher covers, and that will be out number 2. Mariners just don't seem like they've got don't have enough oomph right now here to generate it. It's just body language kind of says, okay, is this game's about finished up? Megan says, how do we fix it aside from consistency? Better drafting, something else? And they're doing fine with it, Megan. It's a young team that's on the rise and that needs to have guys that need at bats. Guys like Kelnick that are just trying to figure it out at a major league level. And at the major league level, it's one where with 162 games being what it is, you've got to give the guys the time for the maturation process to take hold. Certainly there's a trade or two they could make in the offseason, or a signing or two they could make in the offseason to help. But you also need the development to continue from within the lineup. And that's just, frankly, you've kind of brought in the guys you've brought in, and now they need to show what they are or are not. And I'm going to have faith in Megan as they get healthier, and Mitch Haniger's playing his first game tonight back, and Lewis is just getting back in the lineup, and Kelnick just got called back up, and that's a meekly hit fly ball to center field. Oh, but he dives for it, misses it. This ball will get down for a double for Haniger, and he's out there at second base. Who was saying we only seem to get hits when we have 2 outs? It does indeed seem to be the case. They like that. That's also a reason we seem to always start to hit once we have 2 outs. So we lose any time when we get a guy on. But just Haniger doing a good job there, just fighting off a tough pitch, barrel on the ball. Doesn't go far, but the center fielder was playing him straight away there, so it was a long run. And just couldn't quite get to it. Let's go. That's right. Mitchie's back. Eugenio Suarez up to the plate now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Eugenio got hit on that same spot that we saw. Eugenio got hit on that same spot that we've seen Julio got hit up in that right hand. And he's shaking that hand. That's got to hurt. Right in that top hand, that ball drifted right inside and just hit him right on the same spot you saw with Julio. Mariners have just been hit by so many pitchers this year, and I'll tell you, the Astros and Angels in particular have just... yeah, that will hurt. Right on those hands, man. That does hurt big time. And he's swearing and cussing because that thing hurts right now, and you're going, please don't be serious. As we saw with Julio, it doesn't, the bones in that hand there, it doesn't take much. And when you got a pitcher throwing as hard as these guys are. Santana up now. Runners on first and second, hitting now from the left-hand side of the plate. Free swinging on the first pitch slider, right over the top of it for 0-1. Santana in this game, 0 for 3. His average is drifting perilously close to the Mendoza line of a 200 average. 0-1. Inside, doesn't wave at that one. Far inside 1-1. 283 says that's the 4th time this series, I believe. Yeah, I'm kind of over. I'm not a guy that's like, we got to start throwing at other teams' people, but the Astros and the Angels are playing a real fun game here that, if we want to play this game, I feel like you got to service as a manager come back. I don't think that was intentional. It was just a bad thrown ball. They're not trying to necessarily put people on, but you start to wonder when it's that many guys being hit. 1-1 here now to Carlos. 2 outs. Inside ball 2. Megan says, I've been hit with a softball and fractured the bones in the top of my hand. Wasn't that hard, but was enough to break the bone. Couldn't make a fist for 3 months. I thought if it was a batter was hit, it was a walk. It is a walk. He got the base, Megan. Eugenio's on first now. So that's how you got first and second because they hit him. 2-1 here to Carlos. Good job of getting this count back in his favor here a little bit. Let's see if he can get a pitch to hit. This reliever has hit the center of the zone a couple of times in this inning. So both with Frazier and with France, those guys had pitches they could hit in the center of the zone. At least he didn't give them a lot, but he gave them a pitch or two in their at bat to do something with. Let's see if he leaves it again here in the middle of the plate. Ethan says if they want to play that, we got Munoz that we can send in. I know, man. I'm just saying, like, I don't like playing baseball like that, but these guys are being kind of, that's how that's how we've had the brawl this year, is they pushed it too damn far. 2-1 now. The pitch. Swing on a ball looked like out of the zone to me, and it was indeed. Swung at ball 3. Just two free swinging in there. You're bailing the hitter out. You're bailing the pitcher out. And Santana is another one of those guys that's working his way, in my mind, into a place of, that's 3 runners left on base for him today now. You've got him working the center of this lineup. Why? He's not giving you average. He's not giving you power. I understand you got to put this lineup together how you got to put it, but it's probably almost by a process of elimination. He's actually batting where he's batting in this lineup, but he's like Toro a little bit. It's like his addition's been fine, but it's like outside of the clutch hits that he's given you over a handful of times, you haven't gotten a whole hell of a lot else out of the guy. And again, he gives you some rough at-bats at times. Big Country says Santana had 6 left on base yesterday too. Jeez, it's like, dude. And it's one thing when you're getting, you're just missing pitches or whatnot, but like that's ball 3 there. You could have gotten yourself into a 3-1 count and then gotten your fastball down the middle of the aisle, because he's not going to want to put a guy on base at that point. You'll get your fastball, but you're just you're so jumpy to go get that pitch. Go get that. It's like, wait for the pitch in the right location. He did it on the first. Frankly, he swung at ball 1. It should have been a walk, because the first pitch was wildly, look at the pitch tracker, was wildly outside the zone on it. Like, look at the first pitch. It's down at his feet. Like on the pitch tracker, it's literally touching his toes almost. And he swung at that. The pitcher didn't throw you 1 strike the whole at bat in 4 balls. You got to look back at yourself at that bat and study that bat. What was I doing wrong? Oh, I need to take a little bit more. How about I stop thinking I got to mash everything? You're down by 4 runs. You need base runners. Saw it with the other guy too. Somebody else went to 2-0 count. Like, they went to start swinging 2-0. It's like, get on base. Do some manufacturing. Your lineup sucks right now. Have a better approach. 23 says you're willing to sacrifice our love. Cold as ice. I see what you did there, 283. You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice Santana. He never pays the price. Swinging all the time he does. All right, Bernardino back up the plate with a bunt. He's on it. The throw over, nowhere near, out into center field. This will take the runner over into second base on an awful throw by the pitcher. Well, we saw it from Detmers earlier in this game. Now I guess we give them one back. He fielded the ball well, just could not get that throw back. He had time. I think he felt a little more rushed than he actually was. Alexander Wheeler says, I mean, the MLB suspended Julio from that brawl when he didn't do anything. I know. Yeah. It was silly. It helped us. I think it helped galvanize this team. So at the end of the day, I think it was something to aid us as we got forward in this season. But yeah, it was still, yeah. Ethan says, I was at the game last night. My goodness, it was hard to watch. It's been, yeah, Ethan. It's when the going's rough on this team, it's a rough go. When they're in it, it's good, but when they have those days where they just can't get it going, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to see Matt Brash over bringing Bernardino in this game. Brash, you ended up going 1 inning in this game. Looks really good out the jump, and you bring Bernardino in here, and now he gives up a run on a base hit out to right field. Sure, they're trying to figure out maybe what they got in him, but Megan says, watched an old Seahawks game the other night, and one Howard Cosell was commentating. Yeah, there are some of those out there, Megan. I like checking out some of those old games too. And you get some of those old vintage announcers on it. It's sweet. It's a blast from the past. He was good. All right, nobody down. Runner on first. 6-1 Angels. Ethan says, no different tonight. Yeah, tonight's been a rough one. Vin Scully did 1 too, Megan. He called some football games. I didn't know that. Inside. Torrens is able to make the play. 1-0. 283 says game's pretty much over. I think they wanted to save some arms for tomorrow. Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. It makes sense from that standpoint. Maybe Service just looked at this game like, we're not coming back here. We're not mounting the runs tonight. Team's a little tired. And rest in peace, Vin Scully. Yeah, best in the business. He, for not only be the best in the business, but the longevity of how long he did it. But some of the stories you hear come out and some of the calls that you can hear that have come out in the last couple of days since he passed have been just, it's very evident with a guy like that why they're a legend and why they're as good as they are. 1-2 now here to Andrew Velasquez. Mega says, I'm not a Dodger fan, but couldn't stop crying when I heard Mr. Scully passed. Did you know he was the inspiration for Dana Scully's name on the X-Files? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that, no. And yeah, no one likes Scully. 2-2 here now. Bernardino is definitely laboring his way through on this inning just a little bit. Still has yet to get an out. Curveball outside, knock foul. Angels got some Derek Carr looking SOB out there in the pen getting ready. One of those guys looks like they got eyeliner on. Andrew wants. The delivery, 2-2, still knock foul. Got to give the Angels a lot of credit in this game and the respect from their hitter's standpoint of a key difference between the two bats and this from the flip side to what we've done. They've gotten into accounts where they're 2 strikes. They're putting good 2-strike swings on balls, fighting them off, finding a way to stay alive, getting themselves around to where they can go then get a pitch or draw a walk. And it does so again here. Gets a 79-mile-an-hour ball right there in on the hands. A curveball. Can't do anything with it. Finds a way to just kind of batter that ball foul. Very well done on the part of the batter here by Velasquez. Don't die easy, right? That's what they would say. It's like running backs. If they get tackled easy, they say he's dying easy. Well, in baseball, it's swinging pitches out of the zone. Not fighting off, not staying alive at times. That's dying easy. We got a lot of dying easy in this lineup. We got a lot of, what's the one with the Japanese where they put the sword through their own gun? Was it Harry Carey or something they call that? We got a lot of Harry Carey going on through this lineup. 3-2 pitch here to Velasquez. Hit on the ground. This double play ball. Crawford to second. Can't get the throw to first. Velasquez has got his share of wheels. And he will outrun that ball. Seppuku. That's it. Thank you. Seppuku. We got a lot of seppuku going on in this lineup at times. Do I have to pitch this guy? He just stabbed himself in the stomach in the batter's box. I didn't. Or is that a thing now? All right, lefty-lefty matchup here. One man down. Let's see if he can get on the ground ball here and get out of this inning. Indeed gets a little grounder, but it goes foul. Mega says, I just want to see some kamikaze. That's right. At least kamikaze is fun. At least you get an explosion from a kamikaze. King Pokemon Nation Alvarez, what's up? Good to see you in the chat. And Kronos 1009 says honorable suicide. That's the translation. I originally read that as horrible suicide, like an awful way to go. That'd be a rough one to pull off, right? You ain't just getting the quick trigger on that one. You're getting the just and then you got to wait for yourself to bleed out. I think I'm just gonna die dishonorably. All right, Magnarius Sierra is up at the plate with an 0-1 count here now. The delivery inside by a couple of inches. Ball one. Brandon Schutz, I'm here. How are you? I'm here, but I'm better now that you're here, Brandon. It's good to see you in here. King Pokemon Nation says I went to the Cubs game yesterday with my dad. It's a good game. Good environment in there, Alvarez. 1-1, way outside. Alvarez says you got sub. You got sub. You subbed to me, Alvarez, or I got a sub. You got sub. Can you reward that, Alvarez? I don't know what you mean on that one. The delivery, strike, right at the knees, 2-2. Mega says, how many teams does LA have? Dodgers, Angels? Oh, you got more subs, says Alvarez. Yeah, we're getting more, man. We're going to pushing up over that 300 mark here soon. So I'm stoked. I'll keep doing it. We keep growing like this. I love doing these. So, and Bernardino misses outside for a 3-2 count now. Quit messing around. You got lefty-lefty matchup here, kid. Challenge this guy. He's missed far outside on this batter. He's not been anywhere close to times the strike zone. Come after him. Ball 4. Again, that's a good 3-4 inches outside there. And Luis Torrens comes out to talk to the kid. Hey, look, big guy. You got lefty-lefty matchup. Work the zone here, man. Come on. King Pokemon Nation says I'm trying to get 500. You're trying to get your channel at 500, or I'm 478. Oh, okay. I'll give you a sub here after I'm done here on the show today. So, Megan, you're right. You got Dodgers, Angels in LA. You got the San Diego Padres in San Diego, and then you've got the San Francisco Giants. Those are your 4 Cali teams. Taylor Ward comes up to the plate now. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI double in the third and a run. Runners on first and second and 1 man out. Megan says, dumb question time. Megan, there are no dumb questions. It's all good. And again, quit messing around. Bernardino quickly goes 1-0 here. Too much playing around here by this kid today when he's come in. You need to come in and attack the zone. Your team's down 6-1. What are you doing? There. Getting way too cute here, this kid, this inning, quite frankly. But no dumb questions, Megan. All questions are good questions. 1-1 pitch. See, there we go. Batters it on the... Oh, damn. Crawford chooses right now to have an error. Oh, when it rains, it pours. Crawford, did he get the out? Crawford did get the out. Wow. They might review this. That was very close. Crawford struggled to get the ball out of his mitt, got it out, threw it. Yeah, he's safe. They're going to relook at that play. I think he's going to be safe. Yeah. Angels are going to challenge this play, understandably so. Tough. Brandon Schutz, what channel is Seattle game? I can watch it because I'm out. I did not get some sleep last night. I'm watching it just online at the fubu.tv channel. So you get a free 7-day trial, I think, on them. I can watch it because I did not get some sleep today. You did not get some sleep today? I can watch it. That did make sense, Brandon. Your sentence didn't quite make a sense there. 283 says, when JP makes a defensive mistake, you know it's been a terrible day. I know. He's just always so solid over there. And now you do that with Shohei up now. Well, if it's going bad, I guess you go all in, huh? So, Lord have mercy. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish your question. I'm sorry, Megan. I knew there was a... And Shohei knocks this ball up in the air. That will bring the runner from third in. Is the strike zone premeditated or up to the umps? The strike zone's premeditated, Megan, in the respect of the rule book states very specifically what entails the strike zone. Unfortunately, human error becomes involved with umpires. And not just human error, but human error combined with tendencies. And umpires have their own strike zone tendencies. I think umpires right now, quite frankly, are as good as the game has ever seen. The part of the problem and issue on bad calls that you do see occur stems, I think, mainly from the fact that these pitchers are throwing with such high velocity and such high movement in combination. And it at times makes it to where it's coming through the strike zone for just a fraction of the time as it crosses the plate through that strike zone, but it indeed does. But it's very, very, very difficult. You combine this with catchers getting more refined in their ability to frame pitches from what they were even 20 years ago, I think. And it all sort of leads in together where it makes the umpire's job harder. But to me, Megan, this is then where we come back and I say, this is why you institute what we call robo-umps, umpires that would be just, as you can see on a television cast, they show you the strike zone and you just allow the robo-umpires to make the call. There doesn't need to be a guy behind the plate, or they can have a guy behind the plate. He's just told what the call is. I'm okay even if they want to do that to keep the history of the game up, right? Because some people it's all a tradition thing for some people. But to me, it's more important to get these calls right above all else. And 2-1 count now on Luis Renifio. Bernardino's just very much struggled and labored through this game finding the zone. Both him and Flexen tonight. Either guy really could locate consistently through. That ball's hit up into the air. France is underneath it. Looks like he has a play, and he does. That will retire the side. The Mariners will come up now with their final opportunity to see if they can come back from 6 runs as the Angels add 2 more here in the 9th. Tall order, a tall task. And we shall see as the bottom of the lineup will be coming through. King Pookie Man Nation says, I just found out Frank Thomas owns the Field of Dreams. That's awesome. That's cool. I hope they do more games with that. Yeah, he was definitely safe on that play. Big Country says, win close games, lose in blowouts. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Megan, have you noticed there's a lot of difference between umps, the teams playing, etc., or is that me being paranoid? No, I think all the umps have that built-in problem, Megan, where human error, difficulty of the modern game to call with the way these pitchers are pitching, and then the tendency. If you're a guy that has a tendency to miss pitches from an ump standpoint wide in a zone and low, maybe. Or maybe there's other ones that have an issue with the stuff that's a little bit more high and maybe inside. I think umps have their own spots. The old way you used to play this, Megan, is when there wasn't this even ability to go to the robo-ump stuff, was that you would just as a batter come into a game, and we did this even in baseball back when I played, is that you would learn early on in the game where the ump was calling the pitches. And the good news is, though he was imperfect in where he was calling the pitches, he was consistently imperfect in where the spot was that he was calling poorly. And so you could kind of learn the zone from that and then know when to swing and not based on what he was going to call in the day. And most of the umpires in Major League Baseball, even the ones that are a little poor in that realm, are the same there. But Megan, they are right now testing out the robo-umps at the minor league level. They're working the kinks out. I don't know why they have to work out the kinks. It's all laser beams, right? What kinks do you have to work out in laser beams? But they are working out the kinks right now. You are going to see it installed very soon into the major league level, and the game will be better for it when they do. All right, Oliver Ortega comes out to the mound. Very much that needs to be a comic book name, doesn't it? Too much. That's got a lot of phoneticness to it. Oliver Ortega. King Pokemon says Cubs versus Reds Field of Dreams Thursday. I'm going to have to check that out, Alvarez. I might have to check that out. I hope someday we get a play in there. That'd be cool. Brandon Schutz says, I can't watch it on the Major League app. I had a problem with the Major League thing, too. They've got their, weird rules with that make it hard. I don't know why they do that, but they do. J.P. Crawford up the plate now. First pitch swinging, and he's like, let's get home. I'm just going to knock this on the ground. Let's get out of here. Out number 1. Yeah, Ethan, J.P. just wants to go home. That's right. It's like 6 runs. We're not getting it tonight. Not tonight. Ethan says nothing like a comeback story. Come on, guys. Let's not go quietly into that night. Let's fight. Yeah, fight. First pitch inside to Lewis. I made a bold prediction at the start of this game that Lewis would hit himself a home run in this game. He's not made me look very well, as so far he is rocking, I believe, the golden sombrero of 3 strikeouts, 0 for 3. Quickly goes 2-0 though here. King Pookie Man Nation says it's 12 a.m. here. It's getting late there. I'm a night owl though. That I still got a good couple hours at 12. 2-0 here now to Kyle. The wine, the delivery by Ortega, and he takes high. I like Kyle taking there. Let's get on base. King Pookie Man Nation Alvarez is off to bed. Have a good night, man. Thanks for jumping on in. Big Country says, I think the ump wants to go home too. Yeah, if it's borderline here, it's going to be a strike. 3-1 now here to Lewis. For sure, Q and King Pookie, man. And I'll get it here right after I'm off the stream. I'll look you up and get it in there. If I happen to forget, just post a comment, but I should be able to get it right after the stream's over with here. All right, Lewis to another 3-2 count. Seems like every at-bat he's gotten into a 3-2 count tonight. And that pitch is high and out of the zone, but as was said in the chat, the umpire wants to get home too. So he does call strike 3 there. Tough day by Lewis in his return now back from this concussion here. He's starting to get put more into the lineup more consistently, but 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts in this game. Some miserable, a couple bad swings as well. You're really hoping this guy can kind of turn around to get hot here at some point soon. Tough. Brandon says, do you remember when we played Seattle? Do I remember when we played Seattle and Astros? Won that game in Seattle? I do remember that, Brandon. Yes. First pitch, strike at the knees to Torrens. Daniel W. says 1-7-1 to the Angels. What the F happened? I'm just tuning in. Flexen couldn't really find his spots today to start things off, Daniel. Strike 2 to Torrens. Flexen was really having one of those days as a pitcher you do where you're midway through the year. You just can't quite find your spots. You're trying like a dog to get there. You don't. The bullpen came back in. Brash worked a good inning, but Bertolino then kind of struggled through. And then the Mariner bats today, as we sing it on the weak swing by Torrens there, strike 3. And Torrens has had a pretty good day with 2 hits, but that will finish the game. And you just saw a Mariner lineup that, again, has these games of ineptitude where it is not only the fact that you're not putting runs up on the board, it's also that you're not showing good plate discipline. You're not showing good pitch discipline. And these things go in conjunction with being a little bit right now undermanned right now in this lineup. And I think that showed here through the course of this day. You look at 9 strikeouts versus 1 walk. And something this team has done throughout the course of this year on the plus side of things is that even when they have been having a lot of strikeouts, as every major league team is during this season, they've at least been able to draw walks on the other side of it. And indeed, nobody was able to get on base today, and there were opportunities to do so. You saw in a bat from Carlos Santana, an opportunity where if he had taken the first 4 pitches, he's on base with a walk at a point in time in the game where you needed base runners. And instead, he's out there free swinging on the first pitch, free swinging on strike 3, on pitches that are far outside the zone. This is places that, again, in baseball, you can sometimes control talent level. You can't sometimes control when you're going to be hot versus when you go through a cold streak during the course of a year and find yourself in a slump, be it a batter or be it a pitcher. I spoke about Flexen tonight. It's not about bad preparation by Flexen, or I think it's a night where you just don't have your A-plus stuff. And you've got to find your way through. And that happens to pitchers. I would say probably a good 8 to 9 of their starts a year, even good pitchers, have that going on. It's just that sometimes when you have a good pitcher who has top of the rotation stuff, he can still really muddle through when he's struggling on those days. Flexen, of course, doesn't exactly have top of the rotation type stuff. So when he's got to muddle through, he's still going to give up a couple runs within that. Your Mariner bats need to put up more of a fight, and they need to find a way to put more of a fight up until they can find their way, until these hitters can find their rhythm and get up into hitting. And I'm not saying hitting 300, 320. I'm talking about finding a way to hit 260, 270 in the lineup. And that's where we're really at with this Mariner lineup, is just finding guys that can hit Get past the Mendoza line. Santana's about to fall beneath 200. Get those guys that can hit up there. We've seen the impact of Frazier alone, taking himself from those low 200s up to now near 250, and what that can do alone in certain games and generating runs. The same thing could be true with the rest of these guys if they can start to just find a little more consistency through the lineup. And you can do it, in my opinion, the place you could control it here is in approach, in finding yourself to get into more advantageous counts, in looking for pitches in certain spots. Something else I saw today in your question, Daniel, something else I saw today was this Mariner team at times not locking in on the breaking ball at any point in time. They were just deciding that they were almost not going to swing it at all, that this just looked fastball. And Detmers wasn't giving you fastballs today. He was finding the zone with that curveball, putting it really wherever he wanted to put it. And you had to, at one point or another, adjust in this game and start to try to look to swing at those pitches at some point through the way he was hitting the zone with it, and hitting the zone early in counts, getting you behind counts, and utilizing that curveball and that slider. And again, there just wasn't any adjustment from the Mariner batters to this game. Indeed, it almost kind of got worse the longer this game went. Certainly a little bit of fatigue might have factored into this. You're into the August days of summer now in this baseball season. You just played a doubleheader. You're on the heels of coming back over from New York on a long flight, and you've just had to play these couple of games in a row here with the Angels. Maybe a little bit of fatigue also here with the team, just to a tiny degree, but Julio cannot get back fast enough. No doubt about it. Ethan says, we're facing a nobody with a 4.62 ERA tomorrow. I swear if we don't do a big damage, hopefully we can. We need to salvage this series and stay through. We're still in a good position. We're still standing strong right now. We got guys. Haniger came back today, got himself a hit in this game. Double, nonetheless, on a little bit of a deal. That's something. So the reinforcements are returning to the ranks. We just now need to get them back up to speed, get them with that nice little sweat going, right? Get them back into their rhythm a little bit, and then we've got the chance to maybe make some noise moving through the rest of this year and into the playoffs. 283 says, I think you have to consider playing Winker over Luis Carlos. His ability to take pitches and get on base is what this team needs right now. I think you make a very good point on that, 283. I think you've got to consider playing lefty-righty matchups to a degree too, because that's, again, an advantage that you can get. You're more often than not going to be dealing with right-handed pitchers. So in that case, that's going to have Winker out there a large part of the time at that point. But I think you're right. At the very least, he's getting on base. And right now, Lewis 0 for 4, and Carlos, both of these guys they're struggling to push even to the 200 batting average. I know that at least Winker gives me a 200-plus batting average in the lineup with a decent on-base percentage. And as much as he's kind of driven me crazy out in the field, you're sort of needing anything you can get out of this lineup right now. Daniel, I asked a simple question, and Daniel says, I asked a simple question, and you went on a whole tirade, and I'm here for it. Love it. Really in depth, broke down my question very well from so many angles. Oh, well, your question inspired me, Daniel. You know, as your questions do back on the Hawks Nest channel. You know how it goes. Like, I get into, this is a part of it where I just, you know, I started thinking about this game where it is. It's, again, I don't think you're going to win this game by just approach and improving that. You probably weren't going to get enough production just by that approach alone with how cold the bats were in this game. But as I do look through this forward into the season, and then you get into the playoffs, you've got to make noise in this playoffs, you've got a top of the rotation you're going to rely on with a great bullpen. And the lineup is going to have to find a way, once you do get in the playoffs, to have any type of success of manufacturing runs. And when you have a plate approach like they're showing right now at times, that's going to be very hard to pull that off with this kind of plate approach, because good pitchers are going to know how to now miss these bats, are going to know how to get around you being able to get that manufacture like you do. Okay, we may only need 2 or 3 runs with these guys we have on the hill in the playoffs. Can you get those 3 runs? And I don't think you're going to get there by just hoping you're going to get the long ball or the one big inning or the one magic hour to happen. You've got to do it at times through good old-fashioned baseball, and you've constructed a good old-fashioned team in your approach. Great starting pitching, excellent bullpen, and you play good damn defense. So now let's add into the final 4th part of that equation, which is an ability to manufacture runs. And we'll see if that's the part that they can improve on as the course of the season goes along. It's going to be a necessary part, because if they're not able to do it, they might make the playoffs, but they're not going to last very long within the playoffs. So let's wrap it up on that note. 3 hours in here. Good time to kind of put a bow on this one. Megan, Daniel, Ethan, all you guys. I will be back, I think, over tomorrow. I will for sure be back over tomorrow on the Hawks Nest side of things. We're going to be discussing a little bit of the scrimmage game today for our Hawks. Don't think I'll be streaming for the Mariners tomorrow. I'll see if I'm up for it. That's a long day of streaming for me. 3 hours there and then another 4 or 5 hours on the back of it on my Hawks Nest channel. But maybe. We'll see how it goes. He says, freaking embarrassing. Not only can we not hit the ball, but the quality of the at-bats suck. I'd be much less annoyed if it was in a strikeout and a full count where they battle for 5 to 8 pitches. Yep. I'm with you. I have a lot more of a, I mean, even today, Kyle Lewis, quite frankly, on his at-bats today, I wish he was more looking for a different, it seemed like at times he was a little bit too locked in on the fastball, for instance, but he was drawing into some 3-2 counts. And so I've got to give him at least some credit on, yeah, you struck out a lot, but at least you were trying to work those counts. You fought off some tough pitches. You got thrown a lot of tough pitches in this game. You had a couple bad calls by the ump within the course of the game. So it's not, even though his 4 strikeout day looks bad, it is more of, that's what I see more through the rest of the lineup too on that. And where just too early pitch swinging on pitches that are outside of the zone, which if you're being patient in your approach, that's going to happen on the often much less. Daniel says, have a great night. Look forward to the pregame next week. We'll actually have some real action to talk about and rookies to see. Oh, I can't wait, Daniel. Football season's also upon us. I get a double dip on this. It's going to be fun. We'll have some days here where I'll be doing double streams. So we will be going strong with it. Do me a favor if you can, as we get ready to sign off here. If you are watching the stream on replay or watching it live, please hit that like button for me. It would help me out considerably as we continue to grow on this side of the channel. I do appreciate it. Megan says, thanks for the stream. Great first stream. Not sure I'll be around for the Hawks Nest. Shoulder is aching lately. Well, no worries, Megan, if you can't make it. I know you'll be up there on the next one. And I know I've been late on responding back to you on Twitter. I've just been bopping through on some other normal work, so I haven't been able to get over there. I've seen the messages. I just can't respond. I'm backed up a little bit on it. So we'll get over there on that side. I'll get responded to you over there, but can't wait. We got week 6 coming here soon. So trip's on the way. Big Country, later. Go Whams. Thank you, Big Country, man. Good to have you in here as always, brother. So let's see if we can get it back tomorrow. Let's see if we can split this series, keep the momentum going, keep themselves treading water as the bats get fully back up to speed, as Julio will be at some point here due to return. Hell, we're even getting a dynamic bullpen arm due to return here at some point soon as well. As I say, reinforcements are on the way / getting up to speed, and this final form has not yet been seen of this Mariner team this year. And despite a tough loss today, that is still encouraging to see when you look at this record. You have not at any point been at that full strength. We've not yet seen them unfurled at their mightiest. So show patience, my fellow Mariner fans. Have faith. This is not your same old Mariners, OLE. This is a new Mariner team. This is a young Mariner team, and you will get some inconsistency, but you're going to get some bright lights within it as well. So let's wait again for those next bright lights and know they are shortly on the way. I appreciate you for watching and coming on and checking it out. Thank you to everyone in the stream. Guys are awesome as always. And please don't ever forget, never forget, ever forget, not even after losses like this. Go Mariners.